you know.
Oh yeah, especially in like
Yeah,
California.
in California. Oh, for sure. And it was just me going by myself. So, um, it was easy to sort of get into this sort of like tough vibe.
Were you
I was
actually
taking
tough?
jujitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu classes and
Oh,
rode a
cool. That's
motorcycle,
cool.
and you know,
So
it was a time of great independence, and I really enjoyed it.
it sounds like it's the version of I instead of college, I'm going to go cross the Alps. I'm like, okay, like you're gonna hitchhike. Like, okay,
Hey,
you go do that.
that'll learn you some shit too. I don't
Yeah,
knock
I'm
that.
like, I
I
never
think
got that
that's a
idea. I'm like, okay,
serious education of mine.
okay. So, anyways, we are now on topic now, and
Okay.
we're gonna do this. I and so
Okay.
here it
I have
is.
to share a picture with you though.
Oh, okay. Where is it on the Discord?
Yeah. Should I just put it
Okay,
in general or?
sure. I
Okay.
I have the waves with I'm trying not to give away information about your Discord.
Oh,
And
that's
so I'm
okay.
like,
That's okay.
there's these people in there. I'm sure they don't care that they're in the video or not. I'm like,
Okay, I'm gonna put it in the chatting channel.
oh,
So
how do you? Oh, okay. I need to move you.
this is just like a higher
Eh,
resolution.
there you go. You can be down here where you're not seen anyway. There's no picture. Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Okay, that one
I
should be
need your image up
higher quality.
there.
It's not great,
There
but
you go. You're now officially in there. I took the picture from pretty much the Twitch thing,
nice.
and so okay,
That's
okay.
great.
So how does that work? Can you actually do it with the chatting? Oh, chatting. Oh, I
Oh,
thought
you
you
know
meant.
what? It's not any better. It's not any better quality.
Okay.
It still looks so
Yeah, that's the same one.
low.
Like
Yeah.
it's even further away. But actually, you kind of look like Weird Al a little bit. I'm like you look like a Dare to Be Stupid era. You know.
That's awesome. I love this.
It's like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, oh.
Oh,
Yeah, you're definitely not being picked out of a crowd.
yeah. I will have to share like the live episodes with
But
you
you know
guys.
what? I'll make
We'll
it
have to do
clear.
that on a stream.
Okay, so if you
Like
see
you're not
that,
gonna catch us in the middle of a stream. I just won't do a VOD on that.
oh, okay,
Right?
I got 54 minutes in Celeste. Woo!
Very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I took a picture of it because I'm not really. I just did it for fun once, and I'm like, wow, I could actually go to 52. It's like, okay, all right, we're going to the video now. All right. So because we're watching together, you can actually interact with it and play it whenever you want.
Oh.
I believe you can, right?
Oh.
Can you? Try it.
I don't know.
Point your mouse at
There
the.
you are.
Yeah, you
playing
can.
the PvP in your
Sorry.
World War II.
Stop.
Oh,
Hammer time.
that's so cool.
Yes, that's the point of watch together. Is that you can stop and stop whenever you want. So if you want to make a point, stop it. You know when. How do you make it bigger? Shut up. Don't
Oh.
don't.
Duh. Duh.
I guess here we go. Well, how do I make it? Okay. What? Oh, sorry. So are we both ready?
5 out of 7 people thought that was a nerdy version of the Power Glove Kid from The Wizard.
What? You mean Lucas?
Yeah, well, Lucas, yeah. So 5 out of 7
Heard.
people
Seen and not heard.
thought
That's a.
my picture was the nerdy kid from The Wizard.
I love the power glove. It's so bad.
Oh my god.
And you're better off
I
seen and
fucking
not
love
heard,
you guys.
Katie.
You guys, jeez.
That's a Petra song. Don't even.
Nerdy Lucas lesbian chick who was Katie from the 90s.
Oh goodness.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sake.
hell yeah.
You are a crazy person.
Mm.
Anyways, let's start it. 3, 2, 1.
There you are. Playing.
Oh, what happened?
Yeah, on topic. Let's get back to
Did
the
you play
topic.
it or did you stop it?
I am.
There
I
you
did not. I did not.
I'm not. You know
Bullshit.
what?
I did not.
I'm gonna exit this mode because it seems to be just.
Oh, hi,
are
Mark.
playing the
Daggone it! Stop. I'm gonna leave. No. Do I need to escape? There we go. Okay, here we go.
There you are, playing the PvP in your World War II shooter, and all of a sudden, you're a Nazi. You did.
Oh my goodness.
What happened? Oh, I'm a Nazi now.
You're a Nazi.
I did not see that coming.
Oh my gosh. It's like,
All of a sudden, you're a Nazi.
it's still funny. It's
You
still
didn't choose
really
this.
funny.
You didn't choose this.
Oh yeah, you're still watching it? Oh. Or you
No, I'm reading the subtitles.
Oh, okay.
Didn't ask for this. You didn't choose this. Yet there it is. And it's treated no differently than playing a British
Those guys
soldier.
did not look like Nazis. Oh wait,
Oh yeah, you want to see him?
yeah. Let's pause it. I want to see the picture that they
Than
have.
playing a
Okay, hold on. So
this.
let's go
Yet
back.
there it is.
Okay, here's the
All right.
picture. See, here's the
It's
thing
so,
though.
like,
In this
blurry
video, I know
behind.
for a fact they equate the Iron Cross to the swastika.
Okay, let me see if I can see it bigger. Can you maximize it on your screen?
Maximize.
Maximize.
Okay, okay. So that's as good as I can get it. Like, sorry. This is Battlefield. I think it's Battlefield. It could be Battlefield 5. I'm not sure which Battlefield this is.
Okay. So Battlefield is the one known for like really realistic.
Except for 5, because they had like a woman with a robotic arm
Oh.
on the front lines of World War II, and people are like, I don't like that. And they called him sexist for it.
Okay, so you could call this video hose mad.
No.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, sorry, I
you know.
misunderstood.
Yeah, but so let's see. There's an Iron Cross on his on the right here, as you can see on my screen. Let's see. That's all I can tell because Iron Cross is not a Nazi. Iron Cross means you are part of the German military. In fact, that was their that was their military symbol before and after the war.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask, like, okay, are these literal Nazi uniforms?
Because they could be. But man, even for a... I love that uniform, by
that's a
the
legit
way.
question.
I
are
like
they
the
literal-
officer uniform.
I'm curious because there's a lot of video games, right,
Sure. Yes.
that claim, oh, it's literally this or literally that, but then there's also video games that take historical events or whatever,
Yes.
and obviously make them like add some creative elements to
Sure.
have it like it's basically Nazis, but you know.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of like stormtroopers. Or
Right,
the
yeah,
Empire. Like,
stormtroopers.
they are literally space Nazis. Like...
Yes.
Except, here's
Yeah.
the thing, though. I can actually make a defense for the Empire not being Nazis. But they still have the same color scheme. They have the same sort of
Well,
order.
they're not Nazis. The only thing that's Nazis are Nazis.
Exactly. And guess where they were defeated? World War II. Like, so, yeah.
Fucking go Patton.
We're gonna... Exactly. Where are you
Mr.
going?
Patton had it right.
I'm gonna shoot that goose-stepping son of a bitch. Like, oh my
He
gosh.
does look
Pat.
like Nazi.
Anyways.
I'm just curious. I don't know if anybody has
Yeah,
daggone
it.
access to some way of finding out if
Mum-
they're real Nazi uniforms.
They are. I'm sure they. But the guy on the right looks like a Nazi. Yeah, but there's no like. It's just an Iron Cross, so there's no way to tell. So
I mean, you could look up Nazi uniforms.
Nazi uniforms. Ooh, we could do that. I guess we're gonna be here for a while if you do that.
Nazi uniforms versus what is this game called?
I don't know. Like it's a battlefield, but we're gonna look for Nazi uniforms. I know that's an officer. So I got some images. All right. The basic Nazi uniform. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah. That looks... actually, this guy right here. This one hanging up.
Make it bigger.
That kind of
Oh.
looks... Oh, okay. Well...
Look at the one
I went
in
to
the
the
middle
website.
of the screen.
Oh, dang it, no. Whatever. We can just go to this one. So, see this guy in the gray? I mean, the green or whatever?
Yeah.
He's 3 from the right. I think that's the most that looks like him. Yeah, that's pretty close. He has an iron cross, but he still has a Nazi symbol on his hat. So,
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's that far off.
Let me see the other guy again.
Yeah, it's not that far off. I don't think it's that far off. That's the closest I think I can get to it. And this guy's not that far off either.
Let me see. Okay. Oh, I see. So it's an iron cross on the helmet, not
Yes.
a swastika.
This is a swastika symbol. It has the eagle, and he's carrying the swastika like in a circle.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is an iron cross. This
Right.
is an iron cross. But
Here, I found a good picture. Hold on.
oh, you did? I can't see it.
Here, I'm gonna give it to you in Discord. I'm gonna
Give it to you. Oh yeah.
Wait, shh. You. I'm just trying to send you a photo. Oh, my
I'm just
God.
trying to send you a photo. Oh my gosh. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah, that looks like the game too, and that's a woman.
Yeah, that's from the game.
That's a woman.
I don't know.
Katie,
Yeah.
did you do this game too?
Definitely. Yeah, I modeled for this game. I'm sorry. I didn't know you. I thought
Guy
it would
on the
be
right looks like a
conflict
Nazi.
of
Yeah.
interest if
Okay.
we're talking about this. But...
Yeah, but still, that's exactly what I mean. That there's no Nazi. What game is that?
It's Battlefield 5 is what you...
That's what I think it is. I have
Oh, I
a
see.
50% accuracy.
I don't know. It says Fallschirmjäger.
Fallschirm Jaeger. That
Keine
sounds
Cerebral?
Nazi-8 to me.
Ukreet Zigarita.
Actually, that's German.
Oh, you. Oh,
Katie models. Oh,
you.
is Dude there?
I don't know what we're playing.
Oh no, Jerky too.
Look,
I'm having all
I
kinds
think
of
this is
guests.
from Battlefield 5.
All
Does
kinds
that
of
look
guests.
familiar?
I don't have that.
We went 5 seconds to a video and decided we're gonna fact check this.
That's reasonable, I think.
Well, okay, I think we've established that it's not a Nazi uniform.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's.
I mean, it's not literally a Nazi uniform. Because, I mean, think about it.
Mhm.
Plenty of games have had, like, literal Nazis in them, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
like here's the thing. I don't care. It's just a
like,
skin.
what's the one where you go through a bunch of, is it Wolfenstein?
There's Wolfenstein. There's any World War II game in the past 10 years. Because at one time it was like every shooter game was a World War II game. Like
Yeah.
that was an era for at least 10 years or so.
Yeah. So so you have an example where they actually use Nazis.
Yes.
So this is an interpretation, Nazi inspired, very
Nazi inspired, yes.
Nazi inspired, yeah. But they're not Nazis.
Yeah, which I think I think what happened is they crumbled under the pressure and they didn't want to put Nazis in their game. Which
So you think
okay,
they wanted
sure.
to put Nazis in their
I
game?
don't think they wanted to. They'd say like, well, it's Nazi inspired, so we don't have to say Nazis. Like, it's just an Iron Cross. You know, something they have in their real military just probably 10 years ago or something. In
yeah,
fact,
I mean, you see,
do
people
they-
do it all the time in films and games and whatever.
sure,
But,
sure.
okay,
Like,
let's
if
go
you
on.
want to take an alternate
Let's go on.
take, but here's
Let's
the
go
thing, though. Battlefield has a record of doing, like, historical battles.
Uh-huh.
In fact, Battlefield 1 did that. Where it took place in World War I, and it actually had historical, like, value to it.
Okay, but what about Battlefield 5?
Well, this is the one after Battlefield 1. Because they wanted to do a prequel, sort of, re-inspiration in World War One, and then they went straight to Battlefield 5 and got everybody mad. So I don't know. Still, I think we've established that this is not a Nazi uniform, but they said there were Nazis.
Let's move on. I mean, it's very, very inspired by Nazis.
It's inspired by Nazis,
okay.
but it's not a Nazi. Yes.
Right.
So they're lying.
I mean, it's just a criticism, right? It's just a
Exactly.
He's calling them Nazis.
But you don't have to look hard for video games that have Nazis in them.
yeah,
like,
but
you don't
let's
have
see
to look
what
hard.
let's see what his point really is. Let's move
Oh,
on.
okay. You want to go back a little bit just in case, so I don't take it out of context, even though it says I didn't choose this. I love that face. I didn't choose this.
All of a sudden,
Look at that controller.
Right,
It's for the. It looks like one of those like bootleg Mad Catz controllers back in the like PS1 days. Oh my gosh! Look at it. It's got like red, green, like your game station controller. Yeah. Okay.
Choose this. Yet there it is. And it's treated no differently than playing a British soldier.
We're gonna skip their intro.
This is bad on...
So okay, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Stop. Okay. Okay. So he said that it was bad that you it's treated no differently.
yeah.
Well, in multiplayer, I don't see that as a bad thing.
Because you're just playing in battles, right?
Yeah, it's just a here's a skin of you, and you control this nameless, who cares guy. Like, go shoot.
But you care because you're playing him.
Yeah, you're playing him, but he has no real character. It's just a skin, especially in multiplayer.
All right, go forward a bit. Let's watch a little bit
Sure.
more, and then we can talk.
Sure.
Because I think you're right. I think that's an interesting. I'm making note that they said it's no different than a British character. So he's implying that they shouldn't be equal. Okay.
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay. Hold on. Oh, your intro. I want to skip the intro.
No one should
hold
ever
on.
have...
Sorry
a
about that.
This is bad on so many levels. No one should ever have a random chance of fighting for the Nazis.
Okay,
and we
so
should
that's a very strong opinion that he just says, and
plus,
that's probably the basis of this whole video. Is I believe that no one should ever have the chance to fight as a Nazi, play as a Nazi.
Yes.
And therefore, here's all my supporting argument.
No, it's just no. He had a spinning wheel. He's right.
Well, that was a chart based on.
No, it was a one of those like what is it? It's like the wheel of life. You know, like the board game when you have a wheel that has what do they call those? It's like in Shoe Carnival. What are those things called? A prize wheel. Yeah. It's a Shoe Carnival. But so here's the thing though, okay, let's take it from the other side. What if you were say you were a German, for example, and it's like, oh man, I don't want to play as the British. I don't like the British. I don't think I should have a random chance to play as a British guy.
Interesting. What's weird is in my mind, when you say that, and I envision German players fighting as Nazis in a game.
It's like
these are literal Nazis.
Are they literal Nazis?
No, they're not. But let's just imagine that they are for a moment, for argument's sake.
Okay.
And the idea of a German person playing as a Nazi kind of makes me uncomfortable. I don't know why that has a visceral reaction from me, should we let them play as Nazis? But then there's part of me that's like, okay, but that's they lost the war. I don't know.
They were it was a terrible regime. It was absolutely terrible.
That's this guy's argument, that we should never ever be able to play as Nazis.
I think
Not
it's
that these
actually
guys
like
are
it's
Nazis.
kind of like saying we should have a movie about Nazis. Like what? What are you talking about? I would love to have a movie about Nazis. Like the one of the, I like the Nazis in Patton. Like they actually show off that they're actually just people just like them trying to win a war instead of being these malicious,
Yeah.
insidious people.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about
Except
it,
for the person outside.
yeah,
But you know what I mean? It's like
yeah,
they're just trying to counter each other.
absolutely.
And
All right, let's
sorry.
play some more.
there was another thing I was gonna say, but I can't remember. Like, okay.
All right, go back to the beginning of the first one, and maybe you'll think of what you were gonna say, and let's
Okay.
play through a few.
So let's see.
Moments of this.
There's a banana. Okay. British soldier. Oh no. Puppy. Allies. British soldier
So-
again.
So they think British soldiers,
What?
allies,
What?
and-
Allies.
and
What?
extra British soldiers should all be on the
Why?
same plane as puppies
Why Nick Cage?
and unicorns and bananas and Nick Cage.
Like those are not equivalent.
What?
Like you idiot.
What is this chart?
It's not even a chart. It's a prize wheel.
It's like, yeah, it's a prize wheel, so it's like all of these are. But on a prize wheel, it's not everything is equal.
Well, they say you have a
Hello?
random chance to play as a
Hello?
Nazi. Like that's
It's
their
a game of
point.
chance, right? Like some are better than others. Like obviously, puppies are the greatest thing on this wheel.
Puppies play as the puppy. And it's really realistic. He gets shot. Like
I mean, usually the high value prizes are the smaller slices of a prize wheel. So puppies, British soldiers,
Yeah, it's unequal,
and
too,
Nick
you're right.
Cage.
what? Who would want to play as banana?
I mean, that's just the dumb,
Like what?
lame prize.
Yeah, it's like
The allies and the unicorns and the Nazis.
it's kind of funny. It's like, oh man, didn't get Nazi. I want to bring home a Nazi.
I used to,
I go back to my parents, like, Mom, Dad, this is Vasmus. And he's like, Nani? He's like, we're gonna teach you about capitalism.
at gunpoint.
Watch his scalps. Watch his scalps.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
So yeah, oh yeah. Also, this thing is the reason why they put all these silly things because they want you to think it's silly. And I'm like, well, if you want to make it silly, then how are you supposed to make it serious? I don't know, but whatever.
Yeah.
You should ever have
I'm sorry.
No, just keep going. Keep going for
a
like.
random chance of fighting for the Nazis. And
How
we
dare
should
we.
never express that there's no meaningful difference between Nazis and Allied soldiers, or that they're functionally interchangeable. And before anyone equivocates and says not all German soldiers in World War II were Nazis, if they
Wow.
Wait, keep going. Keep going. I want to hear what just like sort of the full point here, and then go back.
I just want to get that guy in here. Really.
Actually.
Actually, it's kind of funny.
Okay.
The guy who points out that not all the soldiers were like that. Like, well, yeah, they were forced. Like, yeah, what about it?
Keep going. Keep going.
If
for a
they
little-
were wearing the swastika and are functioning as an arm of the Nazi government, then unless the game goes out of its way to tell you specifically that your particular character is not a Nazi, then they're a Nazi.
No, that's not how that works. Imagine each time you died, it said, "Hey,
Don't
you were
worry, you're
forced
not a
into service."
Nazi.
you feel bad for him."
Yeah, I'm a victim,
It's like,
and I'm fighting as a victim of my circumstances.
like what's this going? Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Oh, by the way, the reason I picked this video is because it got bad reception, and now you're beginning to see why.
Oh God! Wow, that just went downhill really fast.
yeah,
like
it's
his
like-
whole,
The subject of argument went.
like his premise already is so weak. It's
Yeah,
just
because like it's a
this
multiplayer game.
absolutist, like
It's just skins. It's just that they have no personality.
yeah.
Like there's nothing to it.
And first, it relies on you agreeing that these
Yeah.
characters who are not in Nazi uniforms are literal Nazis.
Even if they were Nazis,
They're
even if they were
video
Nazis, his
game
point is still
characters.
really weak.
They're video game. They're literally pixels.
Yes, exactly. They're pixels. And if you want to say
Okay.
they have character, what character? Show me a
Well,
characteristic of
the
them.
one where they're going, I just feel really bad about this, man.
Yeah, it's like, it's almost Jack Thompson-ish. Do you know who Jack
I
Thompson is?
just don't know, man. I don't know if I can defend myself against these British soldiers because they're obviously morally right.
Really
And-
right. Yeah,
and-
exactly.
and I just-
They're morally right in history. Everything they did was okay. You know, it's like, yeah, they never did anything wrong. They're morally righteous in our. Hey, allies, you're morally
Okay.
right too.
Are the British soldiers literal British soldiers, or are they inspired by British soldiers too?
Like, I don't think.
Like, who do you get to play in here? What are your options?
What if there's a Japanese side? Like,
Oh,
uh-oh. I
yeah,
mean,
we don't usually show the Japanese.
actually, they do. Like,
Side.
at World at War, there was a Japanese.
Yeah.
There was a Japanese campaign on the Pacific, and it actually shows them like hacking up people because and like suicide runs. I'm like, geez, man. They actually like
Where did you see this?
playing World at War. It's Call of Duty World at War. Is basically there's a Nazis in the Russian campaign, and then there's the American and Japanese campaign, where it's basically you're in the Pacific,
Oh.
and you see what the Japanese really do. They booby trap bodies. They
Ooh.
you know, bonsai attack. They do a kamikazes. Like it's intense.
Wow.
And of course, the Russian side is the more they close to the Russians, the more bloodthirsty they become. Because you're playing as the Russians, but you're still like just as bloodthirsty as they are by the end. It's actually like that's also very intense for that reason.
Interesting. So that's Call of Duty?
You got Call of Duty World at War. Yeah, it's a really good campaign.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, people forget
Can
that.
you play as Nazis in that?
No, you play as Russians and the Americans. But you see, the
Weird.
whole point of the Russian one is that you become just as bloodthirsty as they do, but you see yourself as justified in it because you're closing in on their capital. You know, it's like, ooh, it's almost like there's a line to cross. You know, when it comes to allies and stuff. So it's not just black and white. You shoot unarmed Nazis at one point.
So, okay, so this guy already, like, fucked his argument
Oh, yep.
because he says if they're wearing swastikas, then they're a Nazi. Well, nobody's wearing a swastika.
Yeah, especially in that picture.
Oh,
I'm just
they're not wearing swastikas, but you said everyone who's wearing a swastika is a Nazi, so these guys aren't Nazis.
exactly. His own example kind of falls apart. But I bet he was like, hey, if you show a Nazi, people will be offended. You can't do it. But I need to talk about Nazis. Tough luck,
Well, no,
man.
they don't want you. They don't want you to look at reality.
Nope, they sure don't. Okay, let's.
They want you to just get like,
Bert.
oh my god, yeah, if they're wearing swastikas,
It's like,
and
look, they're wearing swastikas. You need to go burn
they're
them.
Nazis, and we shouldn't be equating them with other people that were at war.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna continue. I'm glad
Go
you laughed
for
at
it.
that too. I'm glad you laughed because I'm like, oh, I don't want to be alone in this.
Oh, that was, oh man,
Okay, let's
that's
continue.
hilarious. All right.
Multiplayer shooter? When it switched you to the German side, did it go out of its way to tell you that the person you're playing was pressed into service under threat of their life?
Well,
Yeah, that's a big old no.
That's because it'd be stupid.
why would you do that?
Like, that would like imagine if you're playing a game, and you're saying like if you squashed a Goomba, it's like that Goomba was forced by King Bowser. Feel bad for him.
Right.
Someone should do that, by the way. Make that
Well,
mod. Make that mod now.
obviously.
Oh, like, I love the stretch handyman from Team Fortress 2. Good job.
Oh,
Good job.
that's hilarious.
It's kind of funny because Extra Credits has a video that goes against this very thing in the past. Ouch. Oh, by the way, I also have a link to their response to people not liking this video. And it's great. So anyways, so the reason why you wouldn't do that, because it would break your game. No one would buy it. Like, it would... People would see that once and be like, I don't care. Then the next time it happens, they're like, okay, this is annoying. And the next time it happens, they'll be like, I'm going to stop playing. And then that spreads. Especially in the nowadays. When you could see a review, oh my gosh. Peach is forced to having relationship with Mario and repaying him for vanquishing the villain that is Bowser. Exactly. What about Mario's feelings?
We considered that Princess Peach is forced into having relations with Mario as a way of repaying him for vanquishing the villain. Oh wow! No, because Mario never gets the goods.
I think he does, but it depends what game though. It's like I'm playing Super Mario RPG, and she is a willing participant in the action, which means she is powerful, which means she is a damsel in distress.
Is that her like superpower?
I don't know. Like, good point, Zeke. Not on screen. Yeah, that's what I don't like about RPG. It's like it's unofficial. Like, boo. Then there was Princess Peach Adventures, where you go save Mario, and your emotions are your powers.
Like all women.
well, her emotions make her invulnerable. So.
Well, that's like women in real life.
Oh my
right?
gosh! You blew my mind.
When you
You're a woman, so you're allowed to say it.
No, there are times when I'm a woman and
I'm a woman.
My emotions get the best of me.
Oh my gosh. Bat whamming. So anyways, so that would kind of ruin your game. If that actually happened in the game, people would be like, what the heck is going on?
I wish we could see like a version of games, like the ideal version of a game
that they want.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work. It wouldn't sell.
I would like to see it though, like as a parody.
Well,
you know.
You say that, but
Does it,
I guarantee in our lifetime we're going to see a game like this.
Karen, wait, no, that's not it.
There are games like this, like DLC Quest or something like that, where it says like the only way to get through is to buy more DLC because it's gated off. I'm like, I get it. Let's see.
All right, let's continue on.
Yes, let's continue.
Can you back up to the beginning of that section again? I'm gonna follow his point. Okay.
Okay, okay, hold on.
Let's see. In that multiplayer shooter, when it switched you to the German side, did it go out of its way to tell you that the person you're playing was pressed into service under threat of their life? Yeah, that's a big old nope. Oh, and on a similar note, let's please stop forcing people to play as terrorists as well.
Oh, no.
There you are, playing your modern shooter, and all of a sudden you're a terrorist.
Oh,
You didn't ask for this, you didn't choose this,
You
and
didn't
yet...
choose it.
It's kind of funny because, they did. They bought the game.
Yeah, they did. They bought the game. Yeah. You know what happens if you're so offended about being a terrorist in a video game? You can stop playing that game.
That means you're a terrorist. You're a bad person. Stop playing.
You could shut it off and say, you know what, I'm not comfortable with this. And turn it off.
Oh, it's kind of funny because I would actually play a game where you role played as a Nazi. Like, I could totally do it. I mean, there's interesting things that happened, like, over there that would be good in game form.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was like The Last of Us and you were forced to do things that were applicable.
Right.
You know, it's like...
Well, what's that game? My friend said it was like the most heart-wrenching thing because he was playing this game. I can't remember which game it is. It's like a battle game.
Hold on, I need
and you choose, or in order to progress, you basically have to like kill a bunch of innocent people kind of accidentally, but you don't stop.
Oh yeah, that happens in World at War, where basically there's unarmed Germans, and you could just leave or you can shoot them. But you see, you're in the boots of them so much emotionally that you kind of do it, and you're like, why did I do that? You know, that's what a game can do. If you put somebody in the boots of it can actually be the opposite of what they're trying to say here. It can make you go, wow, war is terrible.
Yeah. I mean, I don't play a lot of these games that are like this.
I don't either,
So
really.
it's hard for me to comment on this, like with much like background knowledge, right? I mean, I'm just reacting to this
Well,
because I
still,
don't know the
it's applicable
landscape
in other
of
games as well.
based or reality based. I mean, frankly, I get a little like disturbed playing games where you're it's a little too realistic, you know? I just don't play it, and that's my choice.
Exactly.
I'm not forced
Yeah, it's like
to play it
like
and then play a Nazi
what
or
about Ori
whatever.
and the Blind Forest?
But interesting.
I know you're playing Ori and the Blind Forest right now.
No.
Not right now, but you know what I mean.
I finished Ori.
You finished it already. Oh, congratulations.
Thank
And
you.
did that make you emotional?
Yes.
Now, see, here's the thing, though. By doing that, though, you kill something else. Like, it has even though you're the small sprite, your actions have these consequences. But you're just defending yourself. Because to somebody else, you're the enemy that's killing them. You know.
Yeah, no. It's like people are defending themselves and in war, you know? I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
regardless of
War,
what
yeah.
the cause is, when it comes to that battlefield, it's just people fighting for their lives or fighting for their, you know, fighting for their lives, but it's like they're in it. They want to win. It's like these are their brothers in arms.
Yeah.
Just as much as Americans
Kevin,
or
hey.
British people are brothers in arms, you know?
No more. Oh yeah, no more Russian. Yeah, no more Russian. Thank you, Kevin. That's a good point. If you've never heard of No Russian, it's a really controversial level in Modern Warfare 2 of Call of Duty, where basically you go through an airport and you shoot down civilians.
Oh, wow.
And it got real good headlines. I'm sure. But that's one of my favorite levels of all time. Not because you shoot down some. Yeah, I'm a sick person.
No, you know, look. I've known you for a while, and I can say it with assuredness that I will never hear about video games making you go and like carry out anything that happens in a video game.
It's actually the lack of video games that actually do that, because there was a study that said, like, if they're staying in the homes, they're not outside. Like, yeah.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So, anyways.
Why would you do stuff and then get thrown in jail, and then you can't even play video games anymore? That's like,
oh my gosh, that's terrible. Unless they have like a cell block version. Here, play The Escapist. Oh.
I mean, it just.
Play this Prison Break game. So the reason why it's my favorite is because it kind of role plays you in this terrorist position.
Yeah.
And you're not just doing it to wipe out civilians. There's something behind it. It's to start a World War III. And and you're an undercover American as well. So. And like, like, so you have to do it not as an American pretending to be a Russian. And so before the mission begins, he says, remember, no Russian. Because he doesn't want to know it was Russians doing it. Like, oh my gosh. Like, it's actually, it's gripping. It's a gripping level.
Interesting.
And it makes you go, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this.
Right.
And not only that, it kind of like makes me happy they put that in there. And guess what? They give the option to skip it.
Right. That's cool.
Like, yeah, they said if this offends you, you can skip it.
I've never heard of that.
And I'm like,
that
okay.
sounds pretty interesting. So they do things in video games, and you know,
because you give the character the choice, and it's a first-person shooter that gives you a more visceral reaction than the movie can sometimes.
Yeah.
And That's why I think video games is art. You know, if you censor somebody's art because you don't enjoy it, that's not a good enough a reason to me.
Yeah. Definitely not. This guy's definitely making a moral argument, though. He's saying
Yeah,
we
if you want to make a
shouldn't
moral
as a
argument,
society.
it's a really, really poor moral argument. Because the opposite could be made. Like,
Did you say polar?
no, I said the opposite.
Like, polar, like seeky wisdom
Poor.
attract.
I said poor. It's
Seeky wisdom is magnetic,
magnetically poor.
but
Wait,
watch
what?
out for the polarity.
No, I said like it's a really
it is.
poor argument. Poor moral argument.
Oh,
Because
poor.
what if? Because I could make the argument much more that it stops people from doing it. Like learning about something, critical thinking does not make you more susceptible to something. It actually broadens your horizons and lets you choose things objectively. So, anyways, let's continue. Are you ready?
Always. Except when I'm at the beach.
There's a crowd. Sorry, I had that was easy. Anyway, let's go.
Second verse is the first. There it is. I mean, that's literally the name of your side in the game.
Okay. I know what this is.
That's just hilarious.
That's just CS:GO. Okay, it's
That's
CS:GO.
just hilarious.
Because the names of the teams are terrorist and counter-terrorist. And I'm like, it's just called that because, well, they have different game modes based on counter-terrorist and terrorist. Like, for example, you need to disarm a bomb. This is one of the first. This is one of the first-person shooters that ever came up for the PC. So they wanted to keep it simple. Like no, this is not how you do it.
Okay. That's just silly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like saying bad guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like okay, sure.
I mean, it's just a word that describes enemy.
Exactly, like Nazi or.
I mean, everybody calls their enemies terrorists. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Hate to break it to you.
Yeah, it's sort of like Resident Evil 4. It's like, isn't it a popular phrase these days? Like, yeah, it is. Like for example, whenever you see any sort of video footage from from another country, they'll call American terrorists. Like it happens all the time.
Yeah, it's just a word, a descriptive word.
Yeah, and that does not equate video games at all. Like, you're making a false equivalency to real life to terrorist to video game terrorist. Not even close to being equal. Sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. That's dumb.
Yeah, don't ever be sorry.
Like, unless it's I'm not hurting anyone's feelings. That's dumb. You're making dumb. You're making a dumb.
You did a dumb.
You did a dumb.
Oh God, hold on.
Oh.
Poor Goose.
Aw.
She's outside. I let her out like half an hour ago. She's just standing
Stop
at the
hurting
door.
your dog.
Oh, okay. I'll be right back.
All right. She's getting her dog. It happens to be a real dog.
Honey, come on in.
Oh. Your name is Goose. And it's a good dog. It's a brilliant dog. Don't make fun of Goose. And she had more than one goose. Could you call it a flock of geese? That's a good one. Hey, puns. Oh my goodness, this video. It's gonna take us forever. It's gonna take us forever. Geese. Well, send out torpedoes up them like I poop them a goose. Oh, come on back. I'm lonely. I'm lonely now. Pizza dude's got 30 seconds. I can only put this on for so long. It's your Discord regarding the topic of Nazis. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll take a look at it. I got time on my hands. Because she decided to do a live talk and decided to let her life get in the way. I hear somebody. I hear a dog or something. I don't want to go into private. Okay. Oh. Yes. You have a... see that, though? These are all... There's no Iron Cross in here. 42. Okay. I hear somebody. Hello. Are you there? Oh, there's an officer. Is that open original? Germany. So what years are these? Hello? I hear the ruffling of things.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh yeah, I heard something. I'm like, okay. So yeah, we're just gonna continue because this will take forever if we don't do something. Which I don't care, but you know.
Sorry, no, it's just that I took her to the beach and then I shower. I took a shower with her after the beach so that she wouldn't be all like sandy and stuff. And then so she was wet, and then she wanted outside, so I let her outside.
Oh
So
boy,
she's wet. She's wet. It's dark. It's cold now.
Yeah.
I had her out there for like half an hour.
And so she's like, I'm a shivering goose.
Yes.
They're from World War II. Oh, okay. So there was Iron Crosses in World War II. Interesting.
Yeah, that's definitely associated with Germany. I mean, it's
Yes.
The Germany Iron Cross goes back to, well, they used it in World War One for sure.
Yes.
But they still used it in Nazi Germany.
Okay,
It's just
it was just yeah, I saw it in my Discord. So, So, but most of the time, when video games want to portray Nazis, they put Nazi symbols.
Yeah.
Like, there's no excuse why they wouldn't do that. And
I mean, frankly, I don't know if you remember, but my Animaniacs game.
Animaniacs,
The Animaniacs game, there's this one scene in it where you're in this castle and they have these banners hanging down, these red banners hanging down, and they have a white stripe on them with an anvil in the middle of it, or a white circle with a black anvil. They're totally Nazi inspired.
Katy lesbian. Is that the medieval stage?
More credibility to the Katy lesbian story.
Because it had a wet dog? I don't get it.
Yeah, which part? Now I have to know which
Because
part.
she was a Nazi at one time? She was a skinhead? Is that what you're saying? Like, I gotta watch this. So anyways, I think we should continue. Moving on. Exactly. Exactly, Seek. Yeah, I know where you were going with that. You just wanted to be funny. Yeah, okay. Whatever, man. So I'm going to continue.
Okay.
All right.
We can do business. Even if you put aside
whoa,
all of the
whoa,
people
what
who have had traumatic I mean, that's literally the name of your side in the game.
It's good.
We can do better than this. Even if you put aside all of the people who have had traumatic experiences with these groups, who have lost loved ones to terrorists, or who have had generations of their families wiped out by Nazis.
Okay, here's the thing, though. I don't think people care. It was like, I don't think people care that much. Oh my gosh. Like, really? I'm like, I better not play this. My grandma will be offended. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, it's like don't read up on anything because someone might be offended. Oh, okay. But, I disagree informally that you should decide what you're gonna do based on somebody's feelings. Like sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, and sometimes your hobby is your hobby. Like this.
I mean, I think the main problem here is you have this like sort of outrage culture or like outrage journalism.
Cancel culture. Yeah, sure.
I really think of it as victim culture.
Yes. Yeah.
It's sort of taking victim stories and saying they're the only stories that matter. They're the only stories that we're allowed to talk about and allowed to.
Or you have to pick someone that's perceived as being a victim.
Oh yeah,
If,
No, it's
if you're not a part
you
of victim
how do you
status in the
define
first place,
who
then it doesn't matter.
victims are anybody who's seen a speech that made or heard things.
Oh yeah.
You've heard something that just
Ben Shapiro went to Berkeley. Oh no, we can't hear from him. Let's set up fences and human blockades. Like, oh why?
I mean, there are real victims, obviously.
Yes, and and when you do stuff like that, you take away from the real victims. Now people.
I totally agree. When you
Because-
make everyone into a victim, you take away the pain from real victims. I mean,
Exactly,
this is why like after we watched Patton the other night, and it was just kind of was like a nice reminder that there were real Nazis,
Yes.
and they really murdered millions of people.
Oh yeah, like
Millions of people, and to hear these people throw the word Nazi around
so flippantly, yeah.
as if somebody who
And the call
walked
somebody that you
by
don't
them
understand.
and refused to take their hat off is the same as these people who heartlessly, just took lives out of, away from people who were the most vulnerable.
True racist. Like
I mean, are we really equating those things?
no.
Do people really need to be reminded that
like
being,
I think they should be reminded.
somebody wearing a red hat is exactly the same as
No, it's not. It's really not. And
But
I
that's
never
how
did.
people act. That's how some people act, and I feel like it's like an extreme emotional reaction.
Yeah, because your subjective lens is better than your objective lens.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and there's
yeah.
just focus on it, and
Look
it's
how
like,
repulsed
oh, well,
he is.
we
Like,
care about this person who's been victimized,
He's got dust on his head.
who's had their feelings hurt, and and so that's who we're catering everything to, right?
Yep.
All of our culture, all of our stories, who's allowed to speak. Speak
Like-
freely, I should say.
Oh, it's there's a digital civil war going on. Like you're not allowed to go on this platform. You're not allowed to go on that platform anymore. Like, oh no. And man, they'll never run out of money. These these main platforms.
I mean, which,
like
since we're talking about Nazis,
oh yeah, I'm sorry.
silencing people and taking away their voice and pretending they don't exist and
Exactly.
keeping people out of certain businesses, right?
That sounds like the
That
KKK to
sounds
me.
an awful lot like Nazis.
That sounds like the KKK to me. Like,
And it's similar terror,
yeah.
but
oh yeah, absolutely.
the Nazis, right? I mean,
Oh yeah.
how long before they needed to identify all the people they hated?
Oh, they've
And,
already.
okay, you're
They've
not
already done
welcome
that.
here.
Like,
We can't do business with the people we hate. What are they doing now?
They're doing it now.
Amazon you can't do business with you can't run your Facebook group and do business on there because of your ideology.
Yep. Exactly.
You're not allowed. You're kicked off. You're
Yep.
And we're gonna find everyone who went to that rally. We're gonna find everyone
Yep.
who went to that rally. We're gonna
Exactly.
find everyone who believes this or supports this,
Well, let's.
and we're gonna like take away their rights.
Yeah, I know. Like AOC and Barack Obama were talking about not Barack Obama himself, even though but one of his aides or whatever. They were talking about like we're gonna make a list of people and re-educate them. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, that's
It's a
that sounds exactly like a Nazi.
Well, actually, what was the back then Stalin and Hitler actually were probably 95% compatible with their ideals, but that's why they fought. Because usually it's the same ideals, but it's usually that one they can't deal with, that we're the true version of that ideal, and that's why they fought. Like so, they're not that different, which is communism and Nazi. And by the way, Nazi Party was actually the what was it? The
Nationalist, socialist.
yeah, the National Socialist Party, and people are like, "No, you made that up." Like, no, you know, no, I
No.
didn't. Like, that's
They're
what
the
they called
National
themselves.
Socialist Party.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's what they're called. Like, when you say, like, when certain things, like, we want all of that, and I'm like, you really don't. Like,
So now they seem to want the anti-nationalist socialist party. Like, hate your country, hate yourself.
oh, yeah, like, yeah, I know. It's,
The Nazis
it's
were
real scary.
more about German superiority. Americans are more about American inferiority.
Yeah,
But they're both about socialism.
It's all about, like, going back to the past and changing it. Yeah. Rewriting of history, pretty much.
Oh yeah, they've been doing that for a while.
Yep. And not to get completely off topic and depress people. Oh my gosh, you almost depressed me. So, anyways, let's get back on topic with this
You
guy.
know what? At least we can talk about it.
Exactly. Like,
At least
I
we
don't
can
care.
talk about it. And half the people don't understand.
I
like,
understand.
If we were in another country, we couldn't talk about this.
No, you couldn't.
Our
That's the
lives
thing
would
that
be
people don't understand.
like, we would,
Yeah, people don't understand that.
people don't understand that.
No.
And we are this close from that being a reality where talking like this could, well, sorry, I don't want to depress anybody.
Exactly, but I just love this
kind
guy.
of do.
I just love this guy, right here. Like, he was like, ugh, the iron crust, ugh. Someone wiped this dust off my head. Like, oh no. Like, it's like he just wants you to, like, wear the uniform. He's like, no. I'm like,
What is that emote? Kappa Wealth. Nice.
not doing in your homes right now. Oh my gosh, that's Big Brother. Which one? We're gonna have a Big Brother. It's called Big Tech. So, anyways, let's move on.
Anyway.
Yeah.
No one should have to put on the costume of an ideology they find abhorrent without actually opting into it in your game. And
Couldn't you
making
just
people
cancel
do-
your instance and play
What?
it again?
What the heck?
Couldn't you just re-queue for the game if you're like, oh man, I have to play this
Yeah, you
guy?
can. Or you can
Uniform.
not play it.
Yeah.
Or, because here's the thing, you bought it. I think you know. It's like World War II game, huh? I bet there's no Nazis in this.
I wonder if these people are
What?
actually gamers.
They're not. At least not anymore. Because what extra credits were there on is making people think harder about video games and characters and making them more of an art form, which is good. I think that if a new thing comes along, we should take a look at it, and through not just objective but also a subjective lens. Because a lot of subjective and objective things come from psychology, and I think we should look at video games like that too. But this is going in the. Where are you going with this? Because it kind of it's really kind of a circle. It's like you're going back to the same points. It's just worded differently. Like, you're not going anywhere. It's a hamster wheel.
Yeah, he keeps sort of saying the same thing in different ways, but
Yeah.
he's not really supporting it.
Like he says, if you shut
He's
off.
just reiterating the same idea
Yeah.
or the same argument, but he's not really supporting that argument. He's just saying it in a different way.
Yeah. I sound smart.
But they're not wearing lab coats and
I'm not either.
glasses. Okay.
Look at me, I have a visor. What's the stupid level? It's over 9,000. Where do we go now? I don't know. Where do we go now? Let's see. So this image right here is like if you do.
Ow, ow. Oh,
Actually, I was thinking of Buffy, but
Buffy.
yes, because they have a Sing episode. Like it's a
Oh.
and it's called Once More with Feeling.
Oh, nice. Lenny was just telling me about that.
Really? Ooh. Because it's
Yeah, he loves that show, and I've never seen it.
oh my gosh, Buffy the Vampire is a great show, but it doesn't mean it doesn't have their really bad episodes. Like, I skip those every time.
Oh, I always get it, Seek. I always get it.
Okay. So, anyways, we're gonna go back a little bit.
Unless you're talking about the post office.
Post office? What?
Yeah, we all got fortune cookies last night. We were playing with Takate, and he
Hi.
had fortune cookies, and so I picked one out for him,
Oh my gosh, that sounds racist.
and then he picked one out for me, and then Seek picked one out for Donatello, and then Seek got the last
Did they
one.
all live near you or something?
And Seek's was really good, but like we were all trying to like focus on the fortune,
Yeah.
and each of the fortunes had like learn Chinese on it, and so his had
Okay.
post office and the Chinese, you know,
Yuja.
you Jew.
You Jew.
I'm gonna clip that.
Okay.
Just
I'm
kidding,
talking about
just
you, Ben Shapiro. You're the main Jew.
kidding. You Jew. So it's he kept saying post office, and I was like, post office. Like I had no idea what he was talking about, so I did not get that.
It's a fortune that means like, hey, you should probably go to the post office. Oh my gosh, you got a mug.
What?
And then suddenly you had a mug. You went to the post office and got a mug.
Ah, yes, it's true. It's true. That literally happened. Oh my god. Like literally.
Yeah. So anyways, I moved it back a little bit. Let's go.
In your game. And by making people do so, we get them to stop thinking about it, to stop thinking of the meaning behind these things. We
What meaning is there behind a multiplayer game? You shoot the other guy to get a kill streak or something, or to win. There's no meaning behind it.
Back a little bit. I lost his
Okay, sorry.
like
abhorrent
moronic.
without actually opting into it in your game. And by making people do so, we get them to stop thinking about it, to stop thinking of the meaning behind these things. We normalize them. We make them just window dress.
Isn't that a good thing? Isn't that a good thing? Like if you normalize Nazis, it's like, oh look, there's a Nazi. Okay, moving on with our day.
We normalize violence in movies so much.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah. What about desensitization? Is not necessarily a bad thing. Like,
Yeah.
like for example,
But-
I was desensitized once to a lot of things, and I was able to help my mom out of a allergic, like panic attack, like allergic
Oh, wow.
panic attack, because I was able to stay calm because I wasn't emotionally vulnerable because I was desensitized.
Right. No, that's true. That is true. The more you sort of are witness to sort of what can happen or the horrific things, I mean, you know,
And the meaning that can be bad. That's
you certainly develop an ability to face things like that
yeah.
and not
but I'm not
panic.
saying it's totally a good thing either.
No, but it's a fair point.
Yeah.
It's a fair point. I don't
So-
know that it's like a personality thing. Honestly, I've never really thought about it, but I've always been able to deal with blood or, you know, emergencies, especially if it's like, okay, I have to do this. Like actually a few years ago, I had a friend over. She was visiting from Oregon, and she just got like so incredibly drunk to the point where she was like dead weight, non-responsive.
Oh my gosh, that almost sounds
Yeah.
like death.
Like it was like I knew there was something wrong and I needed to take care of her.
Alcoholic poisoning, maybe, or
You know, yes, it was just she got so drunk that she like she was like throwing up in her sleep.
Eh,
Um,
that's gross.
and I know, but you know what? I was there,
Yeah.
and I did what I had to do, you know, and
Yeah,
it
yeah,
didn't
exactly.
bother me. It was just like, okay, we've got to help her. I've got to get her to the bathroom. We've got to get, you know, try to keep her awake, try to, you know, just help her through this, and definitely keep her from falling asleep, you know.
Okay, so Sikh said by normalizing things, it takes away from other bad. That takes things that can be that's all, folks. By normalizing things, it takes away the meaning that can be bad. Well, in this context, that's a good thing. Like, you're normalizing Nazis in video games, so I don't care. Like, should we be offended each time we see a Nazi symbol? Do you go to the World War II museum going like, ugh, like, I can't go in there. There's Nazi symbols in there. I'm like, so get over it, pansy.
I get what Seek. I get kind of what Seek is saying.
Yeah.
I sort of feel like I sort of feel like normalizing isn't being used correctly here, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Because normalizing I think would be like if people on the news or people talked about like, you know, all of these things that Nazis are doing, they're so good. You know, they actually did a really good job.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know if that's
you know,
normalizing.
that's normalizing. That's saying, oh, well, actually, this was good.
Yeah.
But like, if you show people what they did, it's human instinct to be horrified by it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Which is why
You
it's so
know?
hard to normalize Nazis.
Yeah.
And like, how would you do that? Like, it's kind of like,
I just think he's using this idea of normalizing Nazis in the wrong context.
yeah, yeah. I can see that. Yeah. Of course I can. Yeah, I
Like
totally agree.
he's making a huge stretch by calling
Like-
what's happening here normalizing Nazis.
It's really not, and I'm not saying that normalizing them is necessarily a bad thing either. Like it's not to be if you're normalizing them in a way that's saying like I'm not just a horde when I see it. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah, kind of like well, I mean, you could say that people have normalized, you know, Chairman Mao or you know, Genghis Khan.
Normalize Genghis Khan.
No, I'm serious. Like
I
they
know,
can
but
just
it's
kind of joke about
it's just funny.
Genghis Khan, right?
Sometimes
They can write songs that are fun and silly, right? Can you imagine somebody writing a fun and silly song?
Well, they tried to make a Hitler show.
What?
Oh yeah.
What?
Oh yeah, like it was on after like 10 years. And here's the thing though, like the Twilight Zone, all these other comedic shows had guest stars that look like Hitler, like, and they made a point about it though. It's not just they weren't trying to normalize him; they were making fun of him because he was an enemy of the people. You know, like, it wasn't quite the same.
Yeah, Seek says Nazi stuff doesn't bother me.
No.
Like seeing Nazis in films and whatever.
No.
But if we're numb to the facts of history, it can be a bad thing. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
People should know their
yeah.
people should know their history.
You make
Even
a good
the
point.
Nazi parodies, that's a good fun.
That's
I don't
called
glorify them out of context. Yeah.
yeah. It's called critical thinking.
Yes.
And that's what this kind of video says you shouldn't do. So, anyways.
All right, go on.
Oh, sorry.
Dressing for entertainment. Those uniforms, those symbols become things that no longer
I'm sorry, but it's like, and then it goes, I'm like, oh no, the Iron Cross. How terrible. I'm sorry. That just got me. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so it's kind of funny. I watch actually a little bit of offensive stuff just to make me laugh sometimes. Like it can make you laugh, like because these things are like you see people use comedy to make light of things as a way to make us more comfortable with it. Like not necessarily to normalize it, but just to say you take a tragic event like the Hindenburg and you can make fun of that. Like
Yeah.
like that's why I'm saying like nothing should be above criticism, and nothing should be above comedy, you know. But
Yeah.
but what still?
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
I get that. I think Seek has a really valid point. It's like it's not glorifying, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you can appreciate aspects of history
Yes.
from a position of hindsight, you know? It's like
Exactly. Yeah.
I I know this is bad, but I it's fascinating to read about,
Oh yeah.
you know?
You know how many serial killer documentaries I've actually seen?
Oh yeah.
What
That's
about
a really good
every
that's a
single Charles
really
Manson
good
documentary? Like,
sort of parallel example of where they I mean, you could argue that they normalize serial killers
oh yeah.
because of how many of these stories they have about them or movies that are based on their lives and stuff.
Like I want to see the Y2K movie. I want to see that
Who's
so
the
much.
Y2K?
Well, because I was watching the Internet Historian last night, and from the stream, and there was a Y2K movie promotion in it. I was like, I want to see that. So, anyways, so yeah, it's like there's a whole bunch of things. Like I watched supernatural stuff about like the the devil and demons and ghosts and all
Yeah.
that stuff, and that's really scary to me. But it gets me interested in things that's I'm not supposed to be interested in. But that makes me a badman.
Well, we know that's what we like about you.
Yeah. I'm clearly evil. But here's the thing though, like we there's a lot of things we use today that we took from the Nazis. Like people don't realize
Like
that
you're
either.
scientists.
Not only scientists, technology, cars, like a lot of stuff. Like Hitler like had a lot of designs for
Techno music.
yeah, it's like he did a lot of technological advancements because of because some of those scientists he had were ahead of their time and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
we use those.
Well,
Like-
here's the thing. Because you're absolutely right. I mean, if you have okay, to the point of critical thinking, right?
Sure.
Like I don't think it's healthy for us as a society to just be scared of symbols and scared
No.
of fashion,
You would never go outside. It
Clothing.
wouldn't happen.
right?
Yeah.
What we should be is aware of what makes a Nazi a Nazi. You know,
Yeah,
we should
exactly. Yeah.
have more awareness of what happened. Or
Cognitive distance. Yeah.
yeah, like and it's true. Like people use symbols to scare people,
Oh yeah.
and when people are scared, they're easier to manipulate.
Yep. Like Big Brother.
Oh, absolutely.
I remember
But
that.
I mean,
It's really
even you
scary
could say
looking.
that,
Like,
make people afraid of Nazis, and then they see Nazis everywhere, and then all you have to do is say, "Oh my God, those people are Nazis," and then this mindless crowd of people says, "Oh, those are Nazis, and I hate them."
Are you talking about 2020?
Yeah, you were there, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember it?
Yeah, I know, right? It's like
I mean, they used this symbol. They used this symbol of Nazism and applied it, like without any real criteria, to people, and then people were so scared because Nazis is like this terrible thing,
yeah.
and so then they responded
Oh yeah.
based on fear
Yeah.
and not real like actual logic, like not real facts even.
What was it Tommy Lee Jones said in Men in Black? It's one of my favorite quotes. Like, a person is intelligent, but people are panicking animals. Like
I mean, they certainly can be. I mean, that was
You know what I mean.
that was the whole point.
It's a good
That was
point.
that was exactly how propaganda was used by the Nazis.
Propaganda. Yeah.
Propaganda.
Propaganda. So
I mean,
anyways,
the guy that invented propaganda or created sort of like the ideal of propaganda, if as it were,
oh, Ted Bundy.
was Sigmund Freud's nephew.
Oh.
So Sigmund Freud is all into the subconscious and the
Yeah.
unconscious, right?
It's
and
you want your mom, right?
people.
No. Shut up.
Right? And his nephew, Ed Bernays, was the one who figured out how to sort of weaponize people's subconscious and unconscious and control the public mind, as it were, through fear, through their emotions, through their unconscious and subconscious desires and fears.
That's my response. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Exactly. You took the words
right out of my mouth. Oh my gosh. I'm glad I have you on as being intelligent and pretty woman.
What?
You are intelligent and pretty woman. There, I said it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's continue with this meh. I love this meh face.
Meh.
Good job.
Go back just a hair. I want to see this whole
You
thing.
want to see the gross face?
Yeah, I missed the gross face, so I have to catch
We
it again.
normalize them. We make them just window dressing for entertainment.
They are.
Those uniforms.
Hold on,
Those symbols.
Yeah, there it is. Like when I go outside, I go. Whenever I see anything. When I drive my car, I wreck it because, like, oh man, you should see my insurance bills because every time I see a sign, I go.
Yeah, every time you see the OK symbol
Oh my
Somebody
gosh.
with their hand, that's your reaction, and you crash your car
OK
because
symbol.
I just had this,
Yeah,
this
I was a
reaction.
little. I was a bad boy on Twitter. I use the OK symbol all the time after I learned that. I was like, let's do it.
Oh, how could you not? It's so fun to troll people.
Oh my gosh. But nobody took it seriously. So I'm like,
Oh, that's
that's
good.
because people aren't idiots. well, on,
I see this.
on
Pretty
Twitter they now
woman.
are, but
Walking down the street, pretty woman.
Okay.
I kind of like to meet pretty and intelligent woman.
Pretty intelligent woman. So yeah, let's continue with his.
Wait. I missed Kevin's comment. Hey, that's like what Ted Bundy, what he did here in Washington State was horrible, but it's
yeah.
interesting to hear how
Yeah.
he was able to do what he did and how he did what he did. And
Yes.
and you can learn from it, right? You can learn from looking at
No, Katie.
historical events.
No, Katie. We're not supposed to. No. You're not supposed to learn about that. No. That's bad.
Another point of history, we profited from Nazi research. USA took a lot of their scientists to start
Yep.
advanced aviation programs like
Yep.
rocketry.
Yep.
Rocketry? How
Yes.
do you engage in rocketry?
Yep. We
Of
took a
course.
lot of stuff from them, and
And
like
some space exploration.
we use stuff of theirs every day, and it's like I would never use something invented by a Nazi. And like, okay then.
Yeah, but you do. But you do. But you do.
Like,
I almost think they want this sort of visceral, gross out reaction instead of actually learning about history. Because if they actually learned about history and sort of what led to Nazism, they'd be like, "Hey, that's going on right now."
oh yeah, and like no. Well, there's no self-awareness.
That they're doing back here. That's what they did in Nazi.
Yeah, well, well, they have no self-awareness, so they're not going to do that. Like,
Well, it's that emotional reaction, right?
yes.
You're fearful. You have this like, and when you're fearful, you have this fight or flight, like, oh my god, it's scary, it's scary. What do we do? What do we do?
It's like I have
And you're
another
not
car wreck.
thinking. You're not thinking anymore. You're not rationalizing. You
Oh
don't
my
have.
goodness.
you don't have your self-awareness. You literally don't have any self-awareness
Oh,
at
no,
that point because
the
you're
people making
just
these videos have no self-awareness because it's like
reacting.
oh my goodness. So let's continue.
Pretty woman walking
Oops.
down the street. Pretty woman.
Another one? Oh, intelligent woman again. That's the same comment. Come on. So anyways,
Come things that no longer inherently revolt us.
Yeah.
They reduce our visceral reaction to seeing the embodiment of these ideologies. Now, does this make us totally
hold on.
ignore the history that comes with them? No. But for some people,
That doesn't make any sense. What? That doesn't make any sense because you just said the direct opposite what you've been saying up till now. Like what? Did you just teeter-totter? Okay. Like what? I'm almost running out of words because it's like it's so stupid. Okay. It turns okay. Let's go back a little bit. It's kind of funny because they said like, does it totally ignore? It's like, but you said we did. Like what?
ignore the history that comes with them?
Wait,
No.
scroll back a little
But for
bit.
some people,
Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay. Wait. Return this one
Yeah.
because like return the node. That's the same thing they were doing earlier. It's just the same thing. Okay. Do you want to continue? Are you? Uh-oh.
Thank you.
I can hear you in the background.
You're on camera.
I hear you. I'm gonna come to your house. I'm gonna come to your house. And I'm gonna pet your dog. Hey. No, I don't allow assault. I can see you.
He said, "I can see you." He said, "I can see you." Guardian Falco.
Yeah, it's me. That one guy you ignore. I want to go where you live and pet your dog.
Sleep well.
I won't.
Yeah, good.
I'm good. Oh my gosh, there's TNA in my stream. No, not TNA.
What?
I don't want it in my stream. No.
Oh, God.
Are you eating?
Sorry about that.
I don't care. People gotta eat, man.
I have popcorn now.
Oh, okay.
Now it feels like a real
I said to bring your popcorn, so
viewing.
So, anyways, no to meh, and I'm like, what if we go to meh? I don't care. No, it's fine.
now, does this make us
Wait, scroll
totally
back.
ignore?
Scroll back.
Okay. Where are we going? You can
Keep
scroll
going.
back too.
Oh.
Let's come watch together.
Oh my God. make me have to work.
Oh my gosh. That's not Homer Simpson. Okay. Okay. Where are we going?
Okay. Let me start here.
no longer inherently revolt us. They reduce our visceral reaction to seeing the embodiment of these ideologies. Now, does this make us totally ignore the history that comes with them? No. But for some people, it moves them from the territory of revolting to just edgy. It makes scrawling a swastika on something change from unthinkable to just dangerous. It means you
What?
So he's going slippery slope on us.
Yeah, yeah, which is a thing. Like I'm never gonna lie because it was kind of the same thing with like the way they went around the country and did all these horrible things, and it began with one little thing. Like okay, man, that was really ambiguous. So you know, there is a slippery slope.
But they're. All right. Can we just stop ignoring the most obvious thing here?
Sure.
Like,
What's the most obvious
The
thing?
biggest threat isn't some guy in his basement. It's like government and like powerful people having no checks and balances.
Oh man, I love this website. Read it.
Oh yeah. Stupid as fuck. Hate. Garbage.
No. Look at the website. Look at the website he's on.
Yeah. Stupid.af/hate.
/hate. Yeah. The iron crosses means hate. No, it doesn't. Look, wait.
It really doesn't.
No, it's actually the sign for their military for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, that was before and after Nazis. Like, come on. Thank you, Katie. Oh.
Thanks, Kevin.
Oh.
Which thing was I being thanked for? I said a
don't
lot
know.
of things. Was it the whole scene with Drugi?
Yes. Thank you, Katie, for that. I'm going to record that and listen to it every night. I clipped it.
Oh my god.
This is not how I normally act. So, yeah, it's kind of funny. It says garbage.
Yeah.
They're a
Like
military
they have to tell you that.
symbol.
Like they feel like they have to tell you that.
Imagine if someone said, like, hey, we had a symbol for our for Navy back in World War II. It's garbage.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
like
That's
what?
for the guy in the basement thing, yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Like that was our symbol back then. Yeah, it's garbage. Like, what?
All right, let's here. Wait. I'm gonna take control.
Go ahead.
'Cause I can.
I know.
I'm a woman.
I'm a woman.
I'm a woman. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, so he says, all right. So first he brings out this slippery slope.
Like it says some people, which before he was all of them. Like, I don't know. The guy in his basement.
The swastika is a Nazi.
I
don't
own my
think he
second
said
story in my
everyone.
house. I am not in a basement.
All right. Does this make us ignore? Okay, so wait.
Oh, you're
Okay,
watching.
so his argument is we
Sure.
need to stay outraged.
We need to stay outraged. Yes, it's like
Yes.
if
we
you
cannot afford to go from
ever to
to
meh,
meh.
meh. That it's kind of funny because like I was thinking of oh man, I forgot. No.
See, you can't walk off the safe lawn of outrage.
Yeah, it's kind of
And
funny.
wa-
It's like
and
you
walk
can't be a
towards
troll
edgy
anymore.
people.
Sorry, you can't troll people
Uh-uh.
because Hitler's offensive. Like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how comedy works. I love how so this confuses me because he's spray painting this on a cat, not a tiger. The imagery is really confusing to me. Is that he sees a cat and he's really doing it on a tiger? Is that it?
He's saying if he is spray painting a swastika, he should feel like it's a extreme dangerous thing.
I guess so.
And if he's doing that to a tiger,
Oh my gosh, what he sees
is
is a
a-
cat. Because he doesn't know the real danger.
That is how it should be.
He doesn't know the
If
real
you're gonna spray
danger.
paint a swastika somewhere, it should feel like you're
The real
poking a tiger.
He's
and-
edgy.
When he's being edgy and he doesn't feel that danger.
Yeah, he's
He's not fearful.
Exactly. Yeah, he's not being fearful 24/7.
Yeah. So that's ultimately what he's saying here. He's saying we can't get off this grass.
We can't just
outrage.
look at it in an even fashion. We can't have.
Yeah.
Well, I remember my point. We can't feel sympathy for the Nazis ever. Actually, I can, because I bet there were some Nazis who were like, didn't they want to kill Hitler at one point?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Yeah, they did. There was a whole movie about it. Oh yeah. It's almost like that they
Was that
didn't.
the one with Tom Cruise?
Yeah. Yes. Project Valkyrie. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
man.
what about some Nazis who were pressing the surface? Oh, that's right. We can't mention them. Okay. What about the people? It's kind of funny. You know who suffered the most in these countries? The people who were in the countries who weren't serving. Who were
Yep.
under lock and key.
Okay.
Is there
All right, so
It
that's the
makes
point.
scrawling a swastika on something change from unthinkable to just dangerous. It means you might not take iron crosses all over a website
Oh,
as
no.
a warning sign that you should immediately leave. And if you don't leave, you might start reading and buying into hateful ideas there. It seems like such a small...
Oh my god.
I had to stop it there because it's like, oh yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
what?
That's so stupid. Learning about a certain point of view makes you more sympathetic to that point of view. That's not always
Right.
the case. Sorry.
Right, like you don't read a website like that and go, holy fuck, these people are insane.
Well, sometimes you can do that. Because what about like Johnsontown? Those people were insane. Like, huh? I'm sorry. Are you eating right now?
Are you talking to me?
Yes. Yep. I'm always talking to you. So
Yeah, I'm having popcorn. Is that okay?
no.
No?
Yeah.
Wow.
Give me some digital popcorn. So, anyways, yeah. So, like, if you read about Johnsontown, you know, like,
Jonestown?
Jonestown. Sorry, not Johnsontown.
Johnsontown.
It's kind of like
That's a
Johnson and
whole other
Johnsontown.
story.
They decided to like they had too much hand sanitizer, and they drank. Like what? Like, that's really dark. I don't want to go down that road. Okay,
Too
but
late.
yeah, in Jonestown, like the people who defected were killed. Like it's insane. Like those people were insane, and but if you learn about them, that means you'll become like them. According to this video. I'm like, no, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Like,
Well, and the other thing that's really silly to me, like this guy's talking about some hateful website, right? And he's like, dude, if you go to this hateful website, you're just gonna like be hooked.
like Parlor.
You're gonna poof. You're a Nazi in this video game,
Poof.
and then all of a sudden, you're on a hateful website and becoming a Nazi yourself.
Because you want to learn about Nazis? Okay.
That's where he's going with this.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I want to learn about Nazis. I'm now a Nazi now.
But
Like-
it started with
Which counteracts
Turning on
this
the
point
game.
of in a video game you become a Nazi, which is a bad thing.
Yep.
But now he's
it
like,
started with that.
And-
Look where it leads so fast.
like
Every time.
it kind of confuses
Every
me.
time.
It kind of confuses me because it's like, where's the steps? Where's the like? I'm so confused. It's almost like there's no point to this video. Oh. So, anyways, if you do you want to take control?
Oh. Sometimes.
Okay.
and simple. But it's things like this that erode our safeguards against dangers we sacrifice so much to fight. By the time
Wow.
you've played 100 hours of being a Nazi, their voice stabs become memes and in-jokes with your friends. By the 1000th time you've respawned as a terrorist, you're either celebrating them or making fun of them. Neither of which helps.
Okay. Before you get to that part, yeah. Here's the thing.
Wow.
In Black Ops, there's a mode called Zombies, and in one of them you can play as a Nazi, and he's really funny. He's like it can be funny to hear like it's land, you know, and all this stuff. Like, oh my gosh, that's funny. Like, or like this like terrorist rule. Okay, sure. Like terrorist rule. I love that one. That is the best one.
Terrorist rule.
Terrorist rule. It's like, oh jeez. Okay, so yeah,
What? And he's shaming this guy for having like
fun.
energy drinks.
Yeah, energy drinks. Hey, he's a real gamer. He has energy drinks.
Hey, hey, OMG,
Oh,
dude.
dude, like he's so funny. I'm tearing up from it. Like, okay, sometimes that can happen. Because sometimes, like, when I would throw grenades at like, Germans, they would say some crazy stuff. And I'm like, that's kind of funny. Normalizing erases your safeguards. I'm like, what safeguards? Like, what
Again, okay, but
safeguards?
it's what's interesting here is he's making the assumption, or he's like making the claim without any support.
Oh yeah,
That these safeguards, okay, they're safeguarding against the dangers we've sacrificed so much to fight.
for every day. Yeah.
So what dangers
What dangers are there for video games?
are there for
Paint
video
swap.
game kids making fun of Germans in German saying
in
people
German
saying
land
stuff
in World
German
War II.
in video games?
Yeah, exactly.
What is the danger? What is the actual danger? I'm not talking about like, oh, you have poisoned their mind and now they've
Yeah, there is no danger.
wage a war. They're gonna be the next Hitler. Like,
No.
okay, first of all, people in their basements playing video games don't have any power.
People. Here's the thing about like
They're
video
not
games.
out there actually making policy that like actually enacted some of the dangers that we fought. In fact, one of
Exactly.
the dangers that we fought against was taking away people's freedoms
Oh.
and their right to bear arms.
Yeah.
Disarming people,
Yep.
right? Disarming, controlling them, taking away their speech, telling people which people are good and which people are bad.
These people are bad. Yes.
Dehumanizing
Yep.
people in mass.
Without even supporting evidence, it's like here, look at this. Like, okay. Like there's
And
two
and
videos.
this idea that some little podunk website has more sway than these multinational massive corporate
Yeah,
media outlets
corporate
that are
entities. Yeah.
pervasive. Like it's like the same corporate government powers control literally 90+% of everything we see,
Yeah. Disney.
and somehow that is okay, but it's gonna be threatened by this little tiny podunk website.
No.
Like,
Because like if it's history, then they're gonna be really, really accurate, and they're not gonna sugarcoat it.
that's like an elephant worrying about a mouse or something, like.
Oh no. Yeah, this is this is
Really
bad.
uh,
It's really aggravating too.
it's like my brain hurts from all of the like brain erosion that it took to make this video.
Oh yeah, and not only that, your brain is like that safe. It's slowly being melted away.
Yeah, this is how my brain. This is
Like
my brain on this
like,
video.
I'm kind of running out of things to say because it's like
Road are safeguards against dangers we sacrifice so much to fight. By the time you've played 100 hours of being a Nazi, their voice stabs become memes and in-jokes with your
Oh
friends.
no, not memes.
By
So
the
what?
1000th
Not
time you
memes.
respond as a terrorist, you're either celebrating them or making fun of them.
Get outta here,
Neither
Nazi.
of which helps the global crisis we have that takes thousands of lives every year.
Why is it our job as a video gamer to help the global crisis?
Exactly.
Why the fuck is that my job?
Exactly. I'm here
As a
playing a video
gamer.
game. Hey, you're not helping the global crisis.
Yeah, well, what are you fucking doing? Is that your job?
Exactly. Like, aren't you doing worse to
Get
the
off my-
environment with your video?
Get off my ass and go do your job. Stop worrying about other people.
Yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure I put a can in the recycle bin. I did more than you today. Congratulations. Like,
Oh yeah, don't even get me started. Oh, now they're. It's weird. It's weird though
oh, it's
how
so
it
funny
almost
how,
seems like environment and global crisis is sort of being
oh yeah, it's
pushed hand in hand
it's
with
a false equivalency.
everything else. Like,
Mhm.
well, we can't look at inequality without looking at the global crisis, and we can't look at eradicating hate without looking at
Racism or
the
something.
global crisis.
Yeah, it's like no.
It's
Like,
like,
that's-
what?
that's not how
are
that
these
works.
related? I feel like you just sold me a bunch of horse shit.
And no. Horse crap is useful. You could actually grow something with that. You could use that as fertilizer. Oh, I'm enjoying the conversation on YouTube. They're just not on here. Oh, it's fine, man. Oh, it's fine. Yeah, I know how you feel. You don't want your voice to be on the internet sometimes about something about you feel. It's fine. I'm talking to Kevin. They Kevin case.
Oh. But you said you were always talking to me. So you lied?
Hey, I had to correct it. Good one for Discord sometime. Yeah, it's true. But anyways,
Okay.
So anyway, hold on.
All right.
So the global crisis thing. So here's the thing about. I think I lost myself in your little rant. Like, oh no, I forgot.
Well,
You know what I mean?
So the global crisis is being sold alongside this idea of racial justice, social justice, protecting
Yeah.
the victims, right? And
Yeah,
and it's
I
being
agree.
sold sort of hand in hand, and they sort of pull up this idea that, like, oh, the real people suffering from the global crisis are the same people suffering from police brutality, and so therefore we need to deal with the global
right.
crisis.
I remember.
And they do this at various times, with other issues like COVID and things like that. Like, oh,
I have a hold on.
the people who are really suffering are these people, and it's they point to the same group and to sort of say, like, we need to urgently act because the same group of people are suffering the most.
Dang it! I lost it again.
What?
I said, like, I have it. I remember. I forgot again. I'm like, no. This video.
Poor
video.
Guardian Falco lost his train of thought.
Yeah, my train of thought just derailed again.
Just derailed. You just got derailed by the Katy train.
Yeah. Oh. So the.
I'm talking about my railroad hat. Jeez.
So the man, it was something about the global crisis each year, but it had nothing to do with all that stuff you're talking about. So
Fine.
it was something I'm like, it was something about video games and global crisis, but I think people kind of get it. Let's like so playing video game doesn't help. Okay, well, duh. Thanks for telling me. Like, so stupid. My gosh, that dumb thing to say. It's right. It's a false. Okay, I remember. It's a false equivalency. Because when you say you don't help, well, how are we supposed to? Like, what do you want us to do? Like, you have no suggestions? Oh, okay then. Then be quiet about it. Look, it's sort of like how I feel about awareness. It's like, something awareness day, and I'm like, so we're just gonna talk about it and not do anything about it? Wow, what a waste of time.
Well, it's all what you call, like, virtue signaling.
Yep. No, not all that's virtue signaling. Like, sometimes awareness is
not all
fine.
of it, but the thing that I'm talking about is definitely that,
Yes,
it's
virtue
like,
signaling. I have so much virtue because I am this.
because I care about this,
I
because
care
I'm
about
vocal
this.
about it.
It's what you call, like, slacktivism.
Slacktivism. Oh, I love that word.
It's
So good.
I got that from Ben, I think. It's called slacktivism, where it's basically you just
Yeah.
go online and say, like, you need this because I am this, and like, okay, you're just showing pictures of things and not doing anything about it. Okay, you're a slacktivist.
Yes.
So
That's
anyways,
yeah.
so anyways,
I have a strong opinion of this. That
sometimes-
makes me a good person.
Like, sometimes I'll do that because there's sometimes it's not wrong to put out your opinions about something and add politics, but
No, but it doesn't make you morally superior to anyone.
yeah, exactly.
What are you
Yeah.
doing? What are you actually doing?
Like sometimes I'll do that without doing anything, but but I don't do it on a consistent basis. If that's all you do, I don't care. And you want other people to care. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. You just do it for retweets. Good for you. Oh my gosh. So
I thought
anyway,
you were gonna say something else there.
nah, they just do it to be popular.
All right.
Let's continue.
Making fun of them, neither of which helps the global crisis we have that takes thousands of lives every year. So what do we do?
Okay,
That's
what do we
easy.
do?
Don't make them morally equivalent.
How?
Don't make there be no in-game moral difference between your Nazis and your allies. But
Okay.
That's a problem.
So he's coming up with the solution. His solution is we don't make moral equivalencies of the Nazis. But
Okay.
his
Okay. Go
whole
on.
basis for needing that solution is that when you equate Nazis with Allied troops, it doesn't do anything to help the global crisis, which takes
global
thousands
crisis?
of lives every year.
Good point. I didn't think about that.
That is his entire argument.
And it sucks.
Like, look, this is what happens when you equate
Did you?
in a video game.
Did anyone read your script?
Oh,
Did anyone read it over? My mother read my script.
yeah, it's like you watch this video because I watched this video when you first sent it to me.
Okay.
And it was just kind of like, I like almost didn't even know what to say. I was like, it's like
Yeah.
you have this reaction, like you know it's so bad.
It is. But now
It's
you
not
dig
until
into
you
it,
go
it's
through
even
like
worse.
This that you realize just
It's
where
so
the
bad.
badness lies.
Oh yeah. By the way, other people have done reactions to this video. That's why I wanted to
Okay.
do it. So like, yeah, my boys EFAP did it, and I'm like, ooh, like I want a piece of that. The Acme had a
Okay.
good video too about this. He has some really good points too. There's a lot of
it
videos
takes
on
thousands
this.
of
Sorry.
lives every year. So what do? That's easy.
Hold on.
Don't make them morally equivalent.
Okay, here's the thing. Like, there is no moral equivalence in a multiplayer World War II game because it's all about I don't care what side I'm on. I just need to shoot the enemy. But you see, here's the thing though: if you call them anything other than Nazi and Allies or the Japanese or anything like that, you lose your World War II aesthetic. It draws them in. You know,
Yeah.
you can't change that.
You're changing history.
Well, that too. But yeah, I'm not even talking about history side of it. You know, because when you play a World War II multiplayer shooter, there needs to be a Nazi side. Because they were the biggest, almost, I don't know, I think the Japanese are a little bit bigger in numbers. But Nazis are going to be in it. Like, they're going to be your opponent. And when you have a war that had these people in it, and you have a multiplayer game about World War II, Nazis are going to be in it. And sometimes you're going to play as the Nazis. And if you don't like that idea, don't play it, don't buy it. Daggone. Grow up. Oh
I mean,
my
this
gosh.
would kind of be like
Why does he have a D on his shirt?
canceling any actor who plays a Nazi in a film.
Oh, or in a book. Or in a comic book.
What?
Well, no, it's a thing. Like, I'm just naming art. Like, imagine if somebody's, like, there was a picture of a Nazi on a wall. I mean, not on a wall, but, you know, in a painting in a museum. Oh my gosh, I can't look at that. Like, there's more to appreciate besides it's a Nazi, you know. Like, there's the brush strokes, what they did, the colors, the shading.
Yeah.
Like, there's more to it than that. Just like there's
Yeah.
more to a World War II shooter than Nazis. Like, what about the gunplay? What about the
what's
map?
funny is they care more about like the symbolism of Nazis than like actual Nazi spoils.
And what about
Like how many, you know?
let's
I mean,
see.
you've heard about the controversy over like, you know, there's a bunch of basically stolen artwork and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they made movies about it.
Monument
Stolen
Men?
artwork
Mhm.
that were like the spoils of war, and they never went back to their rightful people or whatever. But like, nobody cares about that. Let's just care about the symbolism.
Not only that, when it comes to a game, people don't care about who you're playing as. Really, they don't. It's just an aesthetic. But if you got rid of that aesthetic, it would bother people. It would
Yeah,
bother them
they
a
would
lot.
wonder why. What are you hiding?
No,
there's
what you're
more-
hiding. It's just that it's a World War II
There's more-
shooter. Why
think
am I
it's more
called Blue Team?
problematic to deny it and like
Because you would lose immersion.
Sterilize it.
Well, you would lose game immersion for one thing, because if you called it Blue Team, I'd be like, why is it called Blue Team? Why
Right.
can't I be the British, Americans, or Japanese, or the Nazis? Like, it would ruin your immersion for the World War II game in multiplayer.
Here's the thing: we shouldn't be afraid of history.
No,
We shouldn't look at it and be afraid because it already happened. It can't hurt us.
exactly. Nazis
It
were
can
defeated in
only
World War
teach us
II.
how
They
not
don't
to
exist anymore.
It can only teach us how not to repeat it. It's not going to hurt us.
Oh,
It's the
that's one of my favorite phrases.
what?
You either learn from history or you're doomed to repeat it.
Oh yeah. Well, it's true. I think it's a
Oh yeah. My
it's a saying
nephew
that gets
loves
used
history.
often, but
and
I
I
don't
told
think
him that,
people
and he
think
loves
about it. But like this is a perfect example. It's like looking back at history and pretending it didn't happen
Or it happened a different way than you think it did.
to protect people from feeling frightened.
To protect people from being frightened. It reminded me of Jesse and James for a second. Protect the world from when it happened. Lives in the world within our nation.
All it can do is teach you, and it does teach you. Everybody I know who
does.
knows history
Yeah.
has
Well-
been like it's like you can watch in real time things happen
Yep.
when you know history.
Oh yeah, it happened for them in real time. And it was
And you
horrible.
can watch it unfold and be able to predict what's going to happen.
It's not tough.
No.
But some people want it to happen that way. That's the thing. Like that's what's really disturbing.
Yeah, they want
people
people
want it.
to be afraid of
Not just-
history.
yeah.
And that's scary.
Oh yeah, I know. So I want to go back to the game side of things because
Okay.
this is about video games.
Okay, go for
Because sorry.
All right. It's your show, boss. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, dear.
Okay.
Okay, dear. Oh, you were right, Kevin. Yay. Kevin is my man.
That's awesome. Do you guys know each other IRL or you
Oh
met
yeah,
here?
we met in a chat and then
Aw.
yeah, it's kind of funny. Both met in chat of was it Ed and Kevin, and they both followed me from my YouTube channel that I used to stream on, which is still there by the way, Guardian Fortress. This will be going on it too. So anyways,
nice.
It's called, and this show is called Background Noise because I got the idea that people do stuff in the background and just listen to stuff while they play video games or do tasks and stuff. It's background noise.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's like, yeah,
That's like how it's like I'm doing stuff right now and like that's how I hear you.
yeah, exactly, yeah. No, that's good. I like people like listening to my stuff and
No, I mean,
not
like, right
being
now.
offended, not being offended. Like, I don't understand. Like, I try not to offend people. Like, but if you're not able to have a good time with it, then like
Zeke says this stream has definitely been background noise
for me. Gotta eat something really bear upbeat. Hey, you can listen
Aw,
to me while you eat.
All right.
Come
Get
on.
some food in you.
Yeah.
Have something good.
So, like I was saying, like there's more to because what people care about unless
Aw,
you
Kevin, that's awesome.
unless you change the
Love that.
aesthetic of a oh yeah, we've been friends.
Now
For a
that
while.
is a white thumb. What is he saying by that?
White thumb. That's not a
See
white
it?
thumb. Oh yeah, I
It's
do
a-
see it. Yeah,
It's a light
I think it's white.
thumb. Oh,
I think it's white. He's a badman.
what are you saying about that?
So, anyways, when it comes to
Yes.
if you change the aesthetics of the World War II, of course they'll be upset by it, you know. But there's more to it than that. Like, as long as you keep the aesthetics the same, people only care about what map are we going on. What does this gun do? How much damage does it do? Like, what's the stability? Which side should I be on based on the map on which I want to, you know, like what side of the map am I greater on? So which side do I want to be on? It's not even about being a Nazi or being a British. It's all about maybe it's about the
Strategy.
map encourages you to be on one side because this historical event took place and the people over here have the high ground or whatever. You know, like So I want to be on that side. You know, and that
Right.
could be the Nazis. Like, like it doesn't matter.
It really.
The players don't care about that stuff, and that's why this got bad reception.
Yeah.
So yeah, when it comes to historical side or video game side, you screwed up.
Okay. Let's go on. Let's go on. But before we move on, I just kind of want to point out this trend in this video so far. You see this woman? She's
It should
angry.
be different.
They should be different.
Not really.
Okay. Very angry lady.
Because
okay?
if they're different, that would be bad.
Okay.
Actually,
But
you're going back too far.
anybody, this guy's smiling.
Yeah,
He's like a happy guy.
Because he's having a good time,
He's having a good time.
and he's like, "Hey, dude, the world's ending. I don't care."
Oh, he doesn't care.
I love that
Where's-
dust guy. He's like,
And then
"You-"
here's like the victims, like, oh
he's like
no.
the real victims. I'm like, I don't think the real victims care that you're playing a Nazi in a video game.
Yeah,
they
if
don't
they
care.
care about that, then they have bigger issues.
Yeah, they're like,
They need to focus on they
Then-
sailed.
then you don't tell grandma.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you look up history?
What
Ah,
mama doesn't know.
No, don't do that. No, history's bad.
All right, let's move on. I just wanted to point out that all the angry people are supposed to be what we're supposed to be aspire to.
Well, I don't think they're angry. I just think they're disappointed.
I'm not angry. I'm
disappointed
just
in my
disappointed.
race of human beings.
Yes, I'm just disappointed.
You're great to have around.
Aw, thanks.
Because
It's
like
fun
I
hanging
couldn't
out,
do
I
this
like
with like some people are like, I don't know if I could do this, and they're like, yeah, you're ready. You're ready.
I kind of shoot from the hip, and
Oh, I'm dead.
and I don't know. I'm like
Oh,
a very
my
very
goodness.
critical thinker. Like
This-
I look at everything. I question
Mhm.
everything.
Question everything. I don't quite question everything.
It's like I have
yeah,
this
well,
story from way back.
It's only
okay,
when I hear something
in
suspicious.
high school.
I'm like,
I had one of my classroom desks had somebody had scrawled in it, question everything. And so I scrawled next to it, why?
That's great.
Yeah. That kind of explains a lot about me. And that
Like why?
and I've always been like that. I've always been like, oh,
Well, it's only when I hear something suspicious or something that like the red flags go up. I'm like, wait a minute, like what's going on? Because I'm pretty like the person talking to me. I don't think has. Well, people are don't know information for two reasons: they're ignorant or they're malicious. I'm like, I think people are just mostly ignorant. But
yeah, I think that there's a lot of willful ignorance though that's
yeah. People
like,
don't. Yeah, that's true.
created that's
That's
sort
true.
of encouraged by fear.
Yeah, it should be encouraged to look at things, all this
And look at
stuff.
things, have conversations,
And it's
talk to
easier
people,
than ever now.
open your mind, like expand your horizon. Like you should be learning about different cultures and different
Yeah.
things and being
Because
connected to people.
I'm gonna blow
Because
you
when
away.
When you get into a bubble and you hear the same
Yeah,
thing from
the
everyone, that's
bubble is
exactly
bad.
where stuff like Jonestown comes from.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that these people don't, honestly, the thing I think these people are most afraid of is that gamers talk to each other.
Oh yeah, they do.
Gamers are from all over the world. We're pretty international. Like we play games and we consider friends
International.
people
Oh my
from all sorts
gosh.
of different cultures and backgrounds.
Yep.
And when you can't centralize a message around people and have them in an echo chamber, they're harder to control.
Mm-hmm.
Just a thought.
Not all echo chambers. Hashtag not all echo chambers.
Hashtag not all. These echo chambers are not equivalent.
Well, that can be true, but
These echo
that's a very
chambers are
rare
different.
echo chamber. Yes. that is quite rare, but yeah, if someone said like, "Hey, this echo chamber not as bad as that one," like, okay, I guess I agree to that. But anyways, I will continue with the difference. I'll go back a little bit. Okay.
Make them morally equivalent.
Yay.
Don't make there be no in-game moral difference between your Nazis and your allies, between your terrorists and your counter-terrorist squads. Frame PvP as a training exercise.
What?
Or simply take one of your non-odious sides and recolor them so that it's red versus blue, rather than Axis versus allies. A
That
good
would
example.
ruin
Just
your PvP.
change your game to match our feelings.
To match our system. Message
really
deleted.
simple.
Was that a bot? Yeah, way to
Yeah.
go, Kevin. You stopped the bot. Woohoo!
Stopped him cold.
Congrats to Kevin. He killed him.
Kevin the bot destroyer.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it's a bot, right? Was it a
Yeah.
opinion you didn't like?
He said, "Do you want to see my feet pics?"
Oh my gosh.
And obviously,
No.
everybody wrote down the link first before Kevin.
He's like,
erased
copy,
the message.
delete.
Freaking bot destroyer.
It's kind of funny. There were some interesting bots at another channel because they were asking for certain things, and I'm like, how does that bot do that? Like,
It
what?
has feelings. It has feelings.
No, it doesn't. It's like C3PO. You can shut it down whenever you want. Oh,
I
my
can't
gosh.
believe that this is. I mean, I can believe that this is where they're going,
Well,
but
they-
it's like it's really simple. I hate. I
Change your
also
art for
hate
us.
in videos or when people talk at you about things being really simple.
Well, you can do that. It's just that make a. You see, you can always make a video that doesn't really have a point. You can do that, but this is counterintuitive to its own point. Like they're literally saying change art so it fits our narrative. Like no.
Yeah.
I don't wanna
and
do
it's
that.
really easy. All you have to do is change everything about your game so that it makes us feel more comfortable.
Makes us feel better. Yeah.
That's all you have
Ooh.
to do. That's it.
Red versus
That's
blue.
it.
That won't ruin our PvP.
That's like saying, you know what? If you want to go to a different social media platform, just make
do it.
just
yeah.
make your
Just
own.
make your own. Oh.
Just make your own.
And so like I'm just waiting for the day like Trump's gonna do his Trump network. I'm like, yeah, do it. Like
They need competition.
absolutely.
And
He has the
it's
money
so
to
funny.
do it.
They're like, well, yeah, if you don't like it, just make your own. Just make your own. If you don't like it, you don't have to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Just make your own. So that they make their own, and then it's like,
You're not allowed to have your own thing.
Shouldn't be allowed.
You're not allowed to have your own thing. Sorry.
Yeah, and you're
Like-
not allowed.
Like, dang gone. You people so hypocritical.
People who are hypocritical like that, I almost like default to like reading their messages in that like, oh my god, that voice.
And they probably do
Because
have a lot of
that's the only
spelling
way
errors.
it makes sense in my head.
Yeah, like they probably have a lot of spelling errors anyway. So
I don't care. I'm not the grammar Nazi. The grammar Nazi is.
I mean, if they
do way too much bad work.
if
you
they
know?
were a journalist, I'd be like, yeah, you missed something here. Like, like where's your comma? Come on, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather attack the argument than the
Yeah, I know, but still,
method.
It's like, if they do both,
Delivery
I'm
method.
like, yeah, that makes sense.
Because like people who don't have good grammar can make really good arguments,
Oh yeah, but
and
it doesn't
they're
matter.
smart.
They'd
I
have
would
bad
argue
grammar.
they're a lot smarter than some of the people who are the most educated and experts out there, just because they
Yeah.
have a good bullshit detector and they
Yeah,
aren't
but
dumb.
it doesn't matter. Their
Yeah.
their grammar's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that that hill. There's like this. There was a video of this hillbilly homeless person who was who defended a convenience store for being robbed, and he was like, "I'm not, like," and he got really offended by someone trying to rob it, and I'm like, "Wow, okay, like this guy's a hero," and he's actually like fairly coherent, but he looks like a guy that you never think to have that sort of, like repertoire.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, like, okay, I thought there's a book by its cover is what they say.
Oh yeah, that's 100% true.
So,
I mean,
I was gonna move
yeah.
on, but okay.
people make assumptions all the time, and the hypocrites out there will say, "Oh, you can make assumptions about some people, but not others."
Like, what? What? That
Hypocrites?
doesn't make any sense.
Assumptions? Assumptions. Like you assume things about people,
Sure.
right? Like you said the hillbilly redneck guy, right? You assume that he's not gonna.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because well, there's something to assume, but it's sort of like how the unconscious bias doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It's like what? How?
It's like there's part of the unconscious bias that has to do with this thing called empirical observation.
Yeah, and plus, like, your unconscious bias is a ghost. It's a fleeting emotion. It's
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, is this person suspect?
Yeah.
I'm all in danger.
Are you playing Among Us?
Blue is definitely sus.
Is this person a suspect? A sus. I hate that. I'm like, are you?
I don't know. This guy with his smug, stupid look and his self-righteous bullshit is sus to me.
It's sus. It's like, are you cooking? Sus. So, anyways, I think we should continue before we go way off topic.
Okay, yeah. Let's come back. All right.
I'll go back a little bit.
So just make your own game. Make them just like we want, and that's all you have to do.
The paint, like I just talked about that too. Like, we're gonna ruin the game if you do that. People will not buy it. God. The customer base will tear you to pieces if you did this.
Moreover, what fucking right do these people have?
No, they don't. It's kind of like
check your privilege.
Check your privilege. Well, here's the thing. Like, in the past, it was actually the right who did this. If you remember, like, there used to be a bunch of church people. And all this stuff. Like, you can't put this on here.
Crusaders.
You can't put the devil on here. And now it's the left's turn. Like, you can't portray people like this.
There's this thing called extremism.
Yep.
That happens no matter what side you're on.
You can't
and that is bad.
Oh, no kidding, huh? It's
yeah.
You can't say that.
But I guess we've normalized extremism, haven't we?
Normalized extremism. Uh-oh. Yes, we have.
That's already been done.
Yes.
So.
And soon they will realize it's really bad. Oh, that D wasn't his arm because it's right there. Oh, okay. I don't know what the D is for. Developer, I guess. I don't know. It looks like there's a chest burster coming out. I don't know. So anyways.
A douche tube? I don't know.
Douche tube? What? That sounds like a site.
Douche tube.
Douche tube. Hey man, I got this gold chain for $12,000 and it's better than yours. Dude, like, here's my unboxing of my Lamborghini. It's better than yours.
I like it. Douche Make it happen.
Douche tube. I'm Donald J. Trump, and I'm the owner of Douche Tube.
Yes. He should make a douche tube.
Oh my gosh, a Thug Life compilation, please.
All right.
Axis versus Allies. A good example of a game that does this is Rainbow Six Siege. All of your bomb diffusion and hostage rescue multiplayer with no normalizing terrorists. In fact, by having...
Is that true? I don't know if I want to fact check that. It's
I've
getting
never
late.
played this game. I've never heard of it.
Rainbow Six Siege, I have. It used to be because ad campaigns, And since you're a gamer, you're like, oh look, you'll like this ad because you are a gamer. Sure. But anyways, I'm pretty sure he's wrong because one side is actually taking hostages. Like, for example, like,
I don't think he's saying I have a problem with taking hostages. I just have a problem with people taking hostages who
are called
are
terrorists?
quote unquote terrorists.
quote unquote terrorists. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be domestic terrorists? But
All
so
of your
here's the
bomb
thing, though.
diffusion
Like,
and
for
hostage
example,
rescue multiplayer
hostage
doesn't
rescue.
normalize terrorists.
Wait
it
a
just
minute.
normalizes hostage taking.
Wait a minute. That sounds like you're normalizing terrorists when you say that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's almost
So
like
you
it's
know what? All of your
contradictory.
bomb diffusing, like you can diffuse bombs and you can have terrorists. Hostages.
Hostages.
We're not calling it terrorists.
We're not calling it terrorists. It's convenient for an argument.
Yeah.
Hostage rescue multiplayer with no normalizing terrorists. In fact, by having all of the characters as counter-terrorists, training for a possible threat, it
That doesn't make any sense. What? Like, no, they're still... I don't
highlights
know.
how real and present of a threat that is. And if you decide that you need to have both sides be
Oh,
playable,
no.
don't make them interchangeable. Don't have players randomly spawn in as one or the other.
Why not? Explain.
Allow players to choose which
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, you better explain that because that's...
Yeah. Let's see if he explains.
side they're on. Now, of course, this has all sorts
he said decide which one you're on. Okay.
Go forward. He just moves forward.
I'm sorry. No, I didn't. It's just that it ran too quick. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm saying he did. He basically
I
just
think it
says
cut itself
all
off.
these things.
I think he cut
Don't
off his
do
own
this,
voice in his
and
audio
don't
editing.
do that. I mean, don't do this.
I think his editing actually cut himself off. Okay. But heard of it but never played it. Yeah. Me too, because it was one of those things like it's a tactics game and I'm like I don't care. Like, hey, guess what? You're allowed to not like some genre of games. It's fine. It doesn't matter how popular it is.
Yeah, everybody loves Call of Duty. I don't like
No, they don't.
that kind of realistic violence.
Not
I don't
today.
play
Call of
those
Duty's
games.
been bomb. I mean, Call of Duty's been bombing for years. Like, and it's only the loyal fan base like that keep it up. Like, and they spend millions. It's like, so anyways, okay, so I'm gonna go on.
allow players to choose which side they're on.
Oh yeah, I remember. So he said, okay, so I think that's sometimes fair. Believe it or not, I think sometimes if you want to be on which side when you enter a game, I think that's fair. You should be able to do that.
But you know what their next argument would be?
What?
All of these people chose to play Nazis in this game.
Yeah,
We need to log their accounts and
It's like, how dare you choose?
find out who they are.
This is just like the sign and happiness thing I was talking about. It's like, do you like, did you not want Hitler to shoot himself? Did you want him to continue living? Like,
right,
what are you talking about?
Why are you asking that?
Oh my gosh. Because, like, it's supposed to be critical thinking on video games, and they're not doing it. Like, that's what's really wrong here.
No, they're just pushing a bunch of baseless opinions as
Yes.
if they're.
If you want to make
They're
people think
correct.
about something, like, I've done this before. Like, I want to make people think about a subject, but I still put out things that could possibly exist. Like, you gotta be inside of a realm of reality, at least.
Yeah.
Like, even if you don't have any facts about it, it's like, what if this could happen? Like, what if this could happen? You know, like, what if this not then could happen, but it could lead to that, or like, and if you have like other examples, then that's not sure that's subjective, but it's still a subjective argument that could lead to somebody to say that could happen. But this has none of that.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
You don't think so? Okay.
No, I'm just.
You have no faith.
Let's
Okay, let's continue.
let's move on.
Yep.
Let me see.
Choose which side they're on. Now, of course, this has all sorts of in-game problems.
You think?
Such as creating shorter wait times for fascists, but
Okay, so now you see. Oh, what did I say? What did I say?
Like shorter wait time for fascists.
Now, anyone choosing the side
You chose
of
the side to
Germany
be a Nazi.
is a
You're a
fascist.
fascist.
Oh,
That's so great. Oh my gosh. I don't know how long I can be on.
This quickly gets so convoluted. All you have to do is turning into recolor all of your characters red and blue.
But don't worry. Here's how you
create-
fix it.
And then here he's about to say adjust wait time, make artificial extended wait time. All right, I have to see where he's going with this. This is insane.
Oh yeah, it gets worse.
such as creating shorter wait times for fascists. But you know what? Those wait times could be artificially extended if it meant players had an active choice in what teams they would represent. If you're saying,
Okay, if I went to a multiplayer game and it took 4 minutes to get into a game, that game does not sell.
Nope.
I would quit, and then I would leave the worst review ever.
Yep.
Like, it wouldn't work.
Yeah. All you have to
idiot.
do is break the game for people. All you have to do is break the game
Yeah.
for people. That's all.
I don't know if I can finish this. Ooh.
How could that? What could go wrong?
Oh my gosh, it's getting late for me. Oh my gosh.
we need people playing Nazis in our games. And if you're going to say, but we need it for historical reasons, then your game better actually be historical. You can't really
I'll say this once. You can screw off.
just hide behind the fact you called your desert map El Alamein and say, but it's historical. If that were the case, you need your PvP to at least represent real historical events and be a realistic take on those battles. Once you make both.
Oh no. Oh
No.
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 That's
Fuck
so
you.
stupid.
Here's the thing. Like this guy has every right to make this video.
Sure,
I mean,
absolutely.
He's
And he has the right to be criticized.
he's got his opinion, and he presents it as if it's just
Fact?
correct.
Yes.
It's the morally, like,
And it's
correct, like objectively right opinion,
it's really not. That's the
and
thing.
it's so not.
No, it's not. You don't even
And
come
it's
close to an
not.
objective fact.
I mean, he just leaps.
It's like, wee!
Yes!
It's kind of like
Let's take
he
these
takes
massive
Mario
leaps
long
of
jump
logic.
between topics. It is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's almost like hard to follow. Like it just is so astoundingly bad
He's
in how it's presented and
this
how it's
hamster
reported.
wheel. This hamster
What?
wheel is going down a street in San Francisco at 100 miles per hour
Yes. Yes.
and gaining
okay.
speed.
All right, and
Hold-
on the topic of real historical
here we
events,
go.
it's
I
like,
can't wait.
dude. No,
No.
I mean look at Inglorious Bastards.
Historical fiction. Yes.
Historical fiction.
Yes. Now,
People do it all the time.
Oh, dude, that
Why is
movie's
it okay
amazing.
for historical fiction to
Sorry, I keep
exist
calling you dude.
about some wars or some battles or some groups, but not others? Like, why? Why are we drawing this distinction?
Because, like, here's the thing. Like, he says it must be historically accurate. No, it doesn't.
No, it
No,
doesn't.
it doesn't. Like, it can be just a historical battle in a multiplayer map. And there have been. But you see, here's the thing, though. What he says about his history is that, well, what if the Nazis lost that battle, but they won it in multiplayer? Oh, that's not historically accurate. Oh, see, and
Oh my god.
uh-oh. But not only that, like Inglourious Basterds, for example. Imagine if the bear Jew, he beats up that one German, you know, in that scene with the baseball bat or whatever. I think it's a baseball bat, isn't it, or is it his fist? I can't remember. Anyways, imagine if you came up and he had an AK-47.
Oh yeah.
It would be like, wait, what?
Huh?
How does that exist?
But you know what?
Someone will say, it's historical fiction. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, it does, because it still takes place in World War II. They didn't have that technology.
But it's a film.
They didn't have
They
that
can do whatever the
technology.
fuck they want with it.
They didn't have that kind of technology. Like,
So it's a movie. It's fiction.
It's
They
fiction.
can put a freaking like space like a rocket powered camel in it that shoots laser beams out of its eyes, and it's their film. They can do whatever they want with it.
Yes, they can. But if you're gonna make a film based in a historical time period and it's still fiction, it still needs to be based in some kind of reality of World War II. Like,
I mean, then it's a mashup. It's like a historical fiction, sci-fi, fantasy. But that's just a label. Like a film can be whatever it wants to be.
yes,
That's the whole.
I agree.
And in fact,
but the whole point of that
fact,
movie
when
is that
people
it takes
break
place in this
rules
time period.
Is when you
at
start
this time.
seeing new genres come out, right?
Like Aliens versus Cowboys.
Yeah, aliens versus cowboys,
Fine.
exactly.
But if you're gonna make a cowboy movie and it's set in the Wild West, no matter if it's fiction, if a UFO shows up, you're like, why is that UFO there? It would ruin your immersion.
I don't see any problem with that.
I do, because some people will say like, well, then why do people spawn? If you can spawn, you can't do that in real life. That's not historically accurate.
Right? Yeah. That's.
Okay.
I just think this whole idea of we need it for historical reasons is a little bit silly. It's a little bit of a.
I agree with them though. I agree with the history guy.
I think.
Because this is why people have a problem with Battlefield 5. It's a World War II game with a woman with an arm, but it was presented as a real World War II thing. Like, no, you can't do that.
They made it of the time period or whatever.
Yes. It still must be based in, like, for example, a lot of Tom Clancy things took place in a specific time period. But so you couldn't use, like, ray guns.
Yeah.
Like, because it's based off of
But that's a
military
creative
tactics.
choice. All I'm saying is that's a creative choice.
Yes,
And
yes it
anybody
is.
can do anything.
If you're trying to be...
Because you're literally creating something out of nothing, and you're making things out of pixels and sharing it with people.
yeah, exactly. I'm not
It
saying
doesn't
you
even
can't do
exist
that.
in real life. Like a film, a game, all of these things don't even exist in real life. They exist on a screen. They're just projections of pixels and ideas. So there are no rules, frankly.
On certain parts, I agree. Yes. If one of my favorite games is for the PS3, Resistance: Fall of Man, and that's a first-person shooter where these things called Chimera, they come from Russia, and they pretty much turn dead bodies into soldiers. Like so you're American coming to World War II, and they have weapons you've never seen before. But it still takes place in World War II, which means you start with the all the guns from World War II, and as further you get on, you get alien technology to help you out. You know, it's,
Yeah. See that's a choice. I think that's
Yes.
fully legit.
Oh,
Now,
yeah, absolutely.
I'm not saying that a game that does that isn't going to disappoint people.
Oh yeah,
And
like
people are certainly allowed to be disappointed and
it
feel
wasn't
like,
advertised
I wanted
as
a different
a
experience.
World War
but
II game.
I just
know.
I just don't think it's for anybody to necessarily say, "Oh, you have to keep things within these bounds." That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, yeah. I totally agree with you, because like if you say like it has to be fully historically accurate, that's dumb.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yes. Yeah.
And of course, like you needed to have some leeway, or else you're gonna have people. People made this argument, by the way, since you can respawn in a video game, it's okay to be to not be historically accurate. And I'm like, that's dumb.
That's dumb.
Like so.
I mean, here's the thing. If you were going to make a game that was very historically accurate and it even had the Nazis in it,
Sure.
but then they're wearing pink bunny suits instead of Nazi uniforms, and everything else in the game is like authentic.
That would be that would ruin my version. It would, like that, especially if you don't tell anybody about it, like, or if it's like a mod or a bonus, I wouldn't mind that. Like,
yeah, if it was a mod or a bonus, that would be
yeah,
awesome.
because I doubt you would
that
do
would
that
turn it
initially
into
for the
awesome.
game. People would hate it. It's sort of
Right.
like how EA said, like, people wouldn't want a pink Darth
why?
Vader.
And
Like,
why?
yes, they do.
I mean, this guy would make the argument that yes, we should do that because those things are not morally equivalent, and you have to. Blah, 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 blah.
I'm just saying that, like, if there's a developer, and he's like, hey, I want this to be historically accurate, but I still want it to be fun, like, okay, we can do that. But then there's some guy saying, like, well, it's not historically accurate because blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, you can't change my art. Sorry. Like,
Well, I mean, that's the whole point of argument, right? It's like we can talk about these things, and we don't have to all agree on
Oh, no.
exactly
Like-
what's best or what the parameters are. But there are certain things that we should be able to agree
yeah, I agree on, like,
are
like the brains
like
in
we
your
agree
head.
on
I
like,
disagree.
agreeing
What?
on definitions of things, right?
Yeah, because before debate, you have to agree on a definition.
Exactly. And this guy just defined anyone who's playing a video game and choosing the side that he doesn't like. He's claiming
Bigots.
that they're a fascist,
Bigots is what he said.
and
right?
he's not being challenged on
Fascist,
that. And
that's
he
right, fascist, you're right. Yeah.
Continues on.
Not only that, he's painting this guy who said, like, but what about history as this nerd with a cape? Like,
Is that the same person?
no,
who
it's
was,
not.
like, mad?
I don't think it is. Because, no, it's
Oh,
not
it's a
him
different person.
or her. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's a he, she. It's Pat.
Oh my god.
It's Pat, everybody. It's time for a dramedy. Here comes Pat.
All right,
Dur,
let's
dur, dur.
watch this.
Like, what
But
if he
we
does
need
one?
it for historical reasons, then your game better actually be historical.
No,
You
no,
can't
it
really just hide behind the fact you called
No.
your desert map El Alamein and
So what?
say, but it's historical. If that were
Yeah.
the case, you need your PvP to at least represent real historical events
No, it
and
doesn't.
be a realistic take on those battles.
No, it doesn't.
Once you make both
No, it
sides
doesn't.
balanced, it's also no longer historical. And you can't really say that you need Nazis anymore for historical accuracy.
Oh my gosh, no.
Oh my god.
Like, yes, you do.
Oh.
If you have a World War II game, Nazis will be in it. Get over it.
Oh, just shut up. At this point, I'm just like, just go be mad. Just shut the fuck up.
Just go to the internet and go wham, 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 just like on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it.
I'm sorry this is happening to you.
Was
know-
it like men commit suicide, women most affected?
Yeah, yes.
Like,
Yeah,
peop-
you poor thing.
people play
Poor thing.
video
I'm
games.
really sorry this is happening to you. I think
people
you
on
should
Twitter
cry
most
more
affected.
and leave people alone who are having fun.
Oh, I
and
forgot to check
not
chat.
actually becoming like Nazis, because that is just a weird ass
Oh.
scare tactic that
It
you're using, and you have no base, and it has no basis in reality.
Okay. Oh, well, I need to get this rolling a little bit more.
All right, go for it.
So, the next argument is, it's so good.
Oh, and won't let players get cool weapons that weren't actually at that particular battleground? It's also no longer historically accurate. And you can't declare that your game will suffer if you don't put players in the jackboots of the Third Reich. And once you're
It would, actually. You wouldn't sell as many copies. It would actually hurt your bottom line.
No, but you're supposed to make your bottom line suffer for the greater good.
For the greater good, yeah, because
Yeah, to appease
capitalism is
us.
bad,
This
guys.
This person needs to be appeased, okay?
Nobody came to my stream from you. Oh. So, yeah, it's...
right.
So, what was that? Hold on. Well, I'm trying to think of something. Yeah, Jack Blue Third Reich. Oh, yeah. Oh, so... I never knew this, but there's an experimental weapon in Battlefield 1 that never made it into World War 1. It's a some kind of gun that, it's like, so they let you use it in the game.
Is it the gun that fits on the head of a shark and shoots laser beams?
No, it's actually
Oh.
no. You see, it
That would be historically accurate.
well, there's a historically accurate gun that they never used. It was tested, but they let you use it in the game of Battlefield 1 in World War One multiplayer. It's still historically accurate, but according to these people, it wouldn't matter. It never happened, so like,
Well, but this entire
it's so narrow-minded.
this entire line of argument is just bullshit at this point
Oh
because
yeah,
it's all based on like his own definition of what like you don't get to say it's historically accurate anymore, and it's ow, my brain hurts. It's like
does.
I'm
It does. I'm
melting inside from
Okay.
this like leap, the giant leaps in.
logic. Like,
I hesitate to call it logic.
well, it's some kind of logic.
It's some kind of thinking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
All right, keep going.
Okay, yeah. What? What happened? Oh no! I put it back. No! Don't make me watch it again.
You let players get cool weapons that weren't actually at that particular battleground. It's also no longer historically accurate.
Yeah,
and
nobody
you can't declare
cares.
that your game will suffer
Yeah,
if you
nobody
don't
would.
put players in the jackboots of the Third Reich.
Unless it's supposed to be World War
And
II,
once
then
your
yes.
map is something carefully designed to have good gameplay by a team in a room in San Francisco or LA, and it's not a faithful reconstruction of the actual places the historical events occurred in, you can no longer say we need to have players take up.
Did you see that? Dang it! Sorry about that. So okay, you see this pic? He's saying like we do need the Nazis in the World War II game because of the World War
Okay.
II game, and then later on, come on, no, not that one, not that one. There it is. You see, he's got tape. Look at his mouth. He's censoring him.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That is super
It's-
ironic.
It's on the nose, huh? It's kind of funny. Like we need Nazis to be in this game because we need people to learn about history or something. You know, maybe they want it for their game because I don't know. It needs Nazis. Like, what if it's Wolfenstein? You need Nazis in that game. What are you gonna do now?
It's just
Shut up, you
it's
Nazi!
it's just silly. Like I feel like this guy's a concern troll and he's just trolling. And it's like why do we even need to argue with him?
Yeah, because you see, here's the thing. Like, if you can't come to common ground, sometimes it's better to walk away.
Yeah.
Like,
I would just walk away. I'd be like, yeah, okay, that's your opinion. Fuck off.
sometimes, and
Sometimes you just gotta
But-
go that
but
direction.
believe it or not, there is such thing as a bad opinion. But you can't say that it's an opinion. Yeah, there are bad opinions.
Yeah, there are bad opinions,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
people are entitled to them. And I'm not
Yeah,
I'm not afraid of bad opinions
No, I'm
because
not
bad
afraid of bad
opinions
opinions.
tend to
or
turn
even
people off anyway.
or even facts that offend me. You know, because facts don't care about your feelings.
Thanks, Ben.
Oh man. No, anyways,
Players take up arms in service of terror or hate. And look, we're not saying we can't have games about World War II or about terrorism.
You just went. How many minutes? How many minutes have you went? Let's see. It's 4 minutes and 53 seconds about saying how you
Feels
can't.
like 4
How
hours.
you can't. How you can't. Because I keep pausing it. Because he can't. How you can't do it. And here he says, he's trying to be on the fence. No, you can't be on the fence after you spent 4 minutes of saying you can't.
Well, I think what he's gonna say here is you can still have games about World War II, but don't have people play as Nazis.
I think what they're going to do is like just don't make them morally equivalent. Like that's going to be their excuse. But that's multiplayer. And by the way, in the campaign of these World War II shooters, guess who the bad guys are?
The Nazis.
It's almost like your argument falls apart.
We're not even make games where you play as a Nazi or a terrorist. But what we are saying
Yes, you did.
is that the fact that you're playing as a Nazi or a terrorist in a game has to mean something.
No,
and
it doesn't.
It can't just be a...
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have to mean anything.
No, it doesn't.
It's a multiplayer game. You shoot the other person.
They
That's
could-
it.
They could have a bunch of like babies on a battlefield killing each other.
Man, this is cultish.
Yeah.
It's like, man, it's like, hey, repeat after us. Nazis
Yeah.
are bad, no matter what. Like, oh, it's almost
Well,
religious.
you know, I'll give him this. You know, he comes out with a very strong opinion, and
I don't
you know,
care.
a lot
He's
of times people don't actually say what they mean. You know what I'm saying? It's like when somebody actually comes out with a strong opinion, it's easy to argue against it, right? Or just easily dismiss it. If you don't really know what somebody's getting at, it's
Then,
really hard to argue with them. You know?
I guess, but still, it's bad. It's really bad.
Oh yeah, it's bad. I'm just trying. You know.
We're almost done. Almost there. You see
Oh,
that?
thank God. Thank God.
I can handle it because this is hilarious to me. It's just hilarious.
skin. It can't be something that a game randomly drops you into.
Yes, it can.
And really, if we are saying anything in this episode, it's this. Games can do better. And in this particular case, it's not even that hard to do better.
It's not
And
even that hard. You just have to change everything about your game to make it exactly how we want you to make it. That's not that hard.
I don't know. Sounds like it's kind of funny how they want people not to make money. Like, yeah.
They want
good
people
job.
to be able to do things that they don't like.
Yep,
And I'm sorry, you're not going to like everything that somebody's doing.
that's right.
Fucking grow up.
Yep, that's what I said. Welcome to Repeatville. Okay, yeah, because I think we said almost everything.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do this.
can do better. And in this particular
I love how like pandering that is too. Like this whole thing is pandering. It's like it's for kids. It's like you can do better than this. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a story time for babies. Like, okay.
case, it's not even that hard to do better. And it's no more costly to do better. All it requires is that we in the game industry be cognizant of the world around us
Just let it go.
and what these symbols we're drawing on mean. That we think as we're building, not just about the game we're working on, but
Why didn't you think about this video before you put it up?
Yeah, I feel like that graphic of Squidward taking his brain out of his head and then dumping it in the trash is very apt here.
Or like I like that Squidward like future. Like, I see that one.
but about the world as a whole. If we can do that, we can take a big step forward for the industry. We can stop helping to normalize Nazis.
Who's we? Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, exactly. And what if we do normalize Nazis? I don't think that's necessarily wrong. Like, like
Oh my god.
oh my gosh, it's almost like that. Hey, when you go inside the Holocaust Museum, you're normalizing Nazis. Stop it. We should tear it down. You see what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? Okay, we're almost done. Good, we're
Thank
done.
God.
Good, we're done. Oh, it's not quite over yet.
Thank God.
Because I have a link to how they responded to criticism.
Oh well.
Yes. And I'm going to read it out loud and then we can just go.
Okay.
Or you can help because you have a better voice than me. So here we go. Okay, extra credits. So this is the actual comment they left behind. I have it here on to a recent backlash. Okay, it says edit. Hey folks, so this one seemed to have struck a nerve. We encourage discussion about this topic. No, I'm not signing up for your crappy website. It's a good topic, and there is some fair criticism of this video out there. However, I want to address some of the comments that seem to have misunderstood some aspect of the video. It was way dumbed down. There's no way they didn't know.
Yeah.
We never said that playing as a Nazi turns you into a Nazi. Yes, you did.
Yeah, you did.
You did. That's not how it works. Then why don't you tell us how it works in the video, or you should delete it and put up a new one, because that video was horse manure. Oh, never mind. That's useful. I mean, like,
There is plenty of research about how
Net
art
poop.
and media can shift people's perspectives. Yeah, that has nothing to do
what a
with
generic statement. That means nothing.
yeah, what a generic statement. Yeah, and also people who breathe tend to live.
Wow. Hey, you know who drank water? Hitler.
Yes, yes. Hitler had a dog.
Oh no. He cared about his animals.
Yeah.
He had a wife too. You better get divorced.
Oh, I remember. Oh my God. Oh wow.
So anyways,
I'm gonna have to send it to you. I'm gonna have to look this up and send it to you privately. But I remember.
Privately. Oh my.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's just off topic. I'm gonna have to remember to send.
Okay.
But it was like an article that tried to make a moral.
Oh yeah, they
equivalency
double
of-
down.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was responding to
they
Kevin.
do it so bad that like they throw around Hitler when it's convenient all the time.
Oh yeah, like,
Like-
I'm talking to Kevin. I'm like extra credits double down on their stuff. And
Oh yeah,
it's all of
funny
their
how they
audience.
get called out and they deny it. Right.
We never said
Like,
the
we
game
never
was
said
never
that, but
play
you
Nazis
said that.
or
You
terrorists
just
for the
said that.
matter. We never said
Oh,
that
no.
game should never let you play as Nazis and terrorists for that matter. You kind of did, yes. You need to extract the timestamp. It's 4487. Yeah, but what about the time before that when you said it did? Like, people saw your video. They're not falling for it. Let up into some really interesting, impactful games. Oh, I'm going to read in this voice. Impactful games that put the players in the boots of people who are in control of their systems that have done incredible harm. But it can be done thoughtfully and just as a skin on top of mechanics, devoid of context. There is no context to multiplayer. There is none. They just put you in and you go bang bang. That's it. I wonder what they'd say about Team Fortress 2 or something. Gosh. For this saying this is a game and we shouldn't think too hard about it. Maybe I should do it in my Christopher Walken voice. I feel like perhaps it should maybe be important to introduce ourselves. Hi, we're Extra Credits. Our tagline for a very long time was, because games matter. It's because we fundamentally believe that if you don't, that's okay. Sorry. What? What is it?
That was awesome.
I do
Keep
a
going. Keep going.
I do a
This is
pretty
great.
good Christopher Walken impression. I'm trying to do my best. I've lost my main impression.
What's your main impression?
I've lost it. But then our content may not be for you, because thinking hard about games is kind of a stick. No, it's not your stick. It's really not. It used to be, but not anymore. Because it used to be a lot better, actually. Believe it or not, I believe no channel should be judged on one video. Because you're going to make a bad video one day. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
But man, this is really bad. Our writing staff is the same as always talked about politics in games and other videos. Not as much as this one. If it comes as a surprise to you, you think there's been a large shift in our thinking. Can you do a voice?
Yeah. Let's see. No, all right. Let me just read it and see what happens.
So I'm at I'd invite you on number 4.
First, I'd invite you.
That
If
sounds
there's
Asian.
been a large shift in our thinking.
No. Do a voice.
Okay.
Not just that Asian
What
that
am
you just did.
Dancing monkey?
I
Jeez.
don't know. Yes.
I'm not even on video. I know.
Squeak. I'm the grinder.
I invite you to take a look at some of our older episodes. We live in a time where no neo-Nazis exist. and they seem to have increasingly found a home in gaming communities. This isn't something we can turn a blind eye to anymore.
Oh my gosh, you're so full
And
of
it's
crap.
important to consider what we as game designers can try to do to make things better.
What? Okay, like that makes no sense. Like neo-Nazis exist in gaming. Well, congratulations. You found like the 1%. That's like saying like, hey, you know what? Terrorists are like terrorists found a home in gaming. I was like, yeah, because everyone plays video gaming now. Everyone's a gamer, you idiot. And you know that most of them are in China. Like, got it. As said, we have been very valid critiques of this video, and we really appreciate it. That sounds new. Because there used to be an original video where they just doubled down completely. It's important to start talking about topics. Yeah. So yeah, they doubled down and they insulted their audience. Like they really did.
Scroll up so I can
Oops.
read more of it.
I got rid of it.
Wait, you killed it. I was trying to read it.
I did. Hold on. I'm sorry. This is just a link I found to. This is okay. What is it?
Let me. I'm just trying to read it. Hold on.
Okay. This is their actual response. I think this was just a Reddit of the response. Because here's the thing, though. They also said like they said on Twitter, we don't mind losing subscribers. We don't like bigots and stuff like that. Like wow. Like but you don't have to take my word on it. You can find it. Let's see. So it was really bad. So
Okay,
yeah.
let me read it again.
Okay, which part?
We never said that playing as a Nazi turns you into a Nazi. That's
You did.
okay. They did.
They too did.
Please look up the Overton window.
Overton window? Or heck, what's an Overton window? What's an Overton window?
Let's look it up.
Okay, fine.
What is an Overton window? Be sure to drink your Overton window.
Overton window. Overton. Did I spell it right? Overton?
Ovaltine.
Did I spell
The
it right?
Overton window is the range of policies politically acceptable to the mainstream population at a given
What?
time. It is also known as the window of discourse. The
What?
term is named after Stephen Joseph P. Overton. I just made up
That's
the Stephen part.
dumb.
Who stated that an idea's political viability depends mainly on whether it falls within this range, rather than on politicians' individual preferences. According to Overton, the window frames the range of policies that a politician can recommend without appearing too extreme to gain or keep public office, given the climate of public opinion at that time.
Why?
Katy,
I'm trying to get Katy
so
kick out of this,
smart.
Katy.
They think they're so smart.
They think they're so smart,
They
but
think
they're
they're
not.
smart.
Because
They
those
think
are
their
contradictory
ideas
things.
are objectively right.
Yeah, they're here's the
And
thing.
everyone who disagrees with them is a Nazi.
Well, not a Nazi, but maybe
No.
a communist. Who knows? So
Which is funny because, well,
they're 95% compatible. Yeah.
yeah, because like,
So, anyways, the Overton window. It said that they said it was about like the mainstream. I'm like, so what you're saying is that anti-Nazi is the mainstream. So why are you having this conversation? Like, we already know then. Like, so what's the point of the video? Oh, it's right. It's disguised a video game message disguised as a political message. Because everything's political. You got to make everything political so we can't enjoy anything.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. It's definitely. I mean, let's just be honest. Like,
too much.
most people who are enjoying games are just fucking playing games.
Yeah, when
They're
never
just playing games and having fun and dorking off with their friends and
dorking off. Dorking off.
just having fun.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Like, because
I mean,
games should be fun first. Yeah.
Like, I think honestly the most destructive thing about games is when people get too into games and
Yeah,
start
exactly.
neglecting their real life.
yeah.
I think that's
Did you-
a definite
I want to take this off.
problem that exists.
Yeah,
But this is just like he's just is like making shit up.
Yep. He
And-
there's no background. There's no anything. And
and then
he tries to
pretending
give
like
evidence
it's-
afterwards. I'm like, that would have been good inside the video. Like, why didn't you do that? Like,
Seek is back.
Seek is back. Yeah, we're still going.
We're still going. You missed a wonderful Christopher Walken impression by Guardian Falco.
Welcome, Seek the wisdom. I like dragons. Boy, boy,
That
boy.
was like Walken Texas Ranger or something.
Walker, Texas Ranger. I'm gonna get the bad guys in Texas, which I live.
And then I did kind of I guess that was an Arnold.
You did like a Russian accent to me, but
It was like a Russian
Yeah,
a Russian Arnold,
I was like-
Arnold from Red Heat.
we're gonna be singing Moscow in a second.
I'm gonna turn
Okay, I think we're done
Japanese if I play a Japanese character.
here. Japanese character. What? Well,
Needs more cowbell.
needs more cowbell. Come on.